Alright, we are live.
Yes. Hello, people on YouTube. We're going to be drawing anime bodies today. This will be fun.
Anime bodies and anatomy and stuff, and we'll see what comes up during the stream that people ask about. Looks like we got nice updates on TikTok Studio on the PC. I'm going to go message
Hello,
the
Saho.
Discord group.
Awesome. Colton's going to message the Discord group to know that we're live. Hey, Marta. I'm just going to greet people while we wait. Hey, Shinji. Kay, hello. Everyday, hey. Jesse Quinn, hello. Ray, hey. Elle, hey. Hi, Grandma. Hey, Mata. Hey, Newbie. Newbie. Noob. Lexi, hello.
Hello.
Hey,
hello.
Jolly.
Hey, Ray. Everyday.
Ghost in
Welcome.
the Shell, nice.
Sorry I missed the last live. Just getting used to being in school again. It's all good.
That's all good.
Soph, Lexi, Leia, Cherry, Soso, Saho, Auto King.
Ooh, Auto King, nice.
Welcome.
Thank you for liking the live. I'm just warming up a little bit, and we're going to wait for a few more people before we start the lesson, because it's probably going to be a pretty intense one. Not super intense, but like
Hi.
in-depth.
Bella, welcome. Ice. Do that again. I wasn't looking. She's just warming up. We'll be doing a lot of bodies today.
Yeah.
Male or female? Probably haven't decided yet.
I think right now I just decided a female body right now.
Hello, Plague Doctor. Hi, Big Toe. I have this art project. I have to draw shoes, but I can't get the second shoe to look the same. RIP.
Honestly, I feel your pain.
I drew some shoes last night.
I feel your pain. Ooh, those look nice.
Yeah.
I think it's like observing this. Well, if the shoes are in like different perspectives, that'll be kind of difficult to do.
Yeah, I did some shoes last night in this image. We'll probably show some of our costume drawing later on stream.
Yeah. Hey, Bella. My wife's version. That's cute.
Penny, hello. Tira joined.
Tira, you're early today.
Very early. Hello. Yep. Hello. It's always a good day when Tira shows up. Drawing a cat right now. Nice.
Kitty.
Katro, thank you for liking the live.
Oh, that's not a good arm. That's not right.
Drawing with bodies with y'all.
Nice. Yoga pose.
That's great. My cats and dogs, hello. Cherry, I've got such a cut. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Did you get cut, Bailey? Hello?
How's everyone doing today?
Nope, you're not late.
Not late
You're
at all.
right on time. We've been live for 3 minutes. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for liking the live. It helps out. And if you have a friend who likes drawing, share it with them. Maybe they'll stop by. Anna Nerd, welcome. Just got home.
Nice. From school or from work?
Jay, welcome.
That's actually not looking too bad right now. I should zoom in.
Joined the live through a shared invite.
Nice. Is that Autumn sharing the invite?
Autumn, are you here? Are you here with us? Hello. How you doing?
That's a pretty good looking body so far. Yeah, I really do like bodies that are similar to this level of detail. Oh, a walk. So it's not too complicated. Just enough to to help you draw different bodies.
Trying my hand at ice skating pose.
Oh, ice
skating. I start
skating
school
pose.
next week. I'm so nervous. Auto King, hello. Hello. Yes, joined.
First year school's always a bit nerve-wracking, huh? There we go. That's a pretty good looking foot for now. So maybe I'll write down points of what I want to talk about.
What do y'all want us to talk about today when it comes to bodies and anatomy stuff? Probably more so figures rather than specific anatomy details, but we might go into anatomy a little bit.
Yeah. First day of school's tomorrow.
That's great. Exciting. I'm doing an art project where I have to draw one part of the body zoomed in. I choose torso.
I do want to cover. Should I, maybe the things that I want to cover the most is proportion.
You make chins not look so weird, like from different angles. I don't know how much we'll be doing heads today.
It is anime bodies after all today.
How Colton found his method of drawing figures.
That's not a bad idea.
How did I find my method of drawing figures? Hey, Callisto, are y'all doing male bodies? Yeah, we can do that.
Male bodies. Well, you watched that Kirk Shimoda.
I just watched like half of one of the lessons.
Well, the thing is that helped your process.
It did help my process.
Male
yeah.
bodies.
Line of action. I've missed so many streams. College has been something. It's all good. Hope you're having a good time in college. To infinity and beyond.
Drawing chests and arms is actually not a bad idea.
Welcome, M.
Chests.
Delulu.
Well, we'll probably cover
Anna, Alter. Lots of people join in.
Arms. Maybe.
Naya. Chests and arms.
Chests and arms. I did write that down. Because I like that. Legs. Legs.
It's a little hard for me to change my art from paper to digital. Any tips? Draw a lot.
We'll cover the landmarks in proportion.
I would just say draw a lot. As with anything, you get better as you do it more. Jaden, welcome. Landmarks.
Yes, we'll
Landmarks are generally bony protrusions.
Mm-hmm.
The bones generally are in the right place.
I can put landmark.
There's some floating landmarks like nipples, belly button.
I feel like landmarks is more like proportion.
They tend to be in the wrong place. What?
I feel like landmarks would also be good. Well,
Proportion, yeah, for sure.
Would be like, and landmarks would probably go well together.
Oh, the back.
Oh, the back. Yeah, we can talk about the back a bit.
Sure.
So these will be quicker demos because there's a lot to cover, but we'll see how far we go.
Draw legs because I make them a little too tall. A little bit too tall legs isn't too bad.
Yeah, that's true. I tend to draw really long legs, and then I have to shorten them, but.
Foreshortening bodies in perspective?
Colton, you can cover that one if you want.
Doing foreshortening with bodies in perspective requires a really good understanding of the volumes of the body.
I'll just put bodies in perspective.
Probably foreshortening. Currently trying to make a Roblox avatar, but none of the clothes are matching up. Oh, that bummer. Amika joined.
So I'll
Random
put a star on
loser
this
joined.
one because I want you to teach it, but we don't know. I don't know if depending on how much time we have.
Arms in different poses.
Ooh, maybe we'll cover
it's
that.
So confusing.
Different poses as well.
Layering. I don't know what you mean by layering. There's a lot of stuff that's layered in art. Lots and lots of stuff that's layered.
Okay, I think this is a good amount of stuff to cover.
Bullet, welcome.
Hello.
Niru draws. Jay, Wolfflesh, Ellie. Yo.
All right.
Lots of people joining. Hello,
Nice,
welcome.
hello. All right. Do you think we should get started or wait a little bit longer?
Sure. Liquid Chin.
Muscle groups will definitely talk about like the chest and stuff. So we'll do that. Most of the time when I do bodies, like I will cover like muscles and stuff, but you gotta be prepared for the long words.
Thank you for the follow slang.
Hello.
Lurv, welcome. Good to see ya. So. Yes. Sup, hello. Lucas Edits, I see you have joined us. No one, welcome back. Show, welcome. So what are you doing?
I'm doing proportion first because I feel like that's like the
We kind of always start with that.
We always start with that. That's true. So what do you think? Do you think we should just start with something else?
Maybe really quick proportions. I feel like
people are probably bored of it by now, but
they're not bored of it. But I feel like we never covered different topics because we always kind of cover the same stuff.
I know, that's true.
So
okay.
maybe quick proportions.
Okay. Quick proportions. Now, this isn't the most accurate, but I would say it's one of the easiest ways to just put down the body really quickly and also find the landmarks. And that is by dividing in halves and fourths or thirds. But halves
and
usually.
fourths
halves
or
and
thirds.
Sorry. Well, like what I mean is like you can divide the upper body into thirds. But it doesn't really matter.
Arrow's alive. Hey, Arrow.
Arrow, hey, it's been such a long time.
I just thought it was funny. You're like halves and fourths or thirds.
Yeah, I know.
Let's start with one.
Okay. So take
Halves.
a line, divide it in half, that's a half. Take the bottom half and the top half and divide those in half. So they'll be like, you divided it into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. You divide this in half.
That's quite small on your screen.
It is small on my screen. Thank you. You divide one more half. This is your head.
There you go.
There you go. And then this is where we kind of do like in thirds, but I think it's easier to do in thirds for the upper body. So you can divide the upper body into thirds.
Terrible headache.
Aw.
Hopefully you feel better.
So basically, this is where you fit your torso and your pelvis. In the second box, try to make sure that they're the same height. Second box is your rib cage.
That's a tiny,
That's a
very narrow rib cage.
It's a very narrow rib cage. You're right.
Although it could be a character design.
Yeah. On the third box, halfway down, is the pelvis, or the pubic bone area. This is where the pubic bone ends. So the pubic bone always ends at the halfway mark on this whole line right here. So then we can just basically translate that over to the other side and just redraw it.
What did people ask about? Proportion?
Male bodies, chest.
Landmarks.
Yeah, landmarks.
Okay.
So that is part
Why
of
don't you
landmarks.
list out the landmarks? Let's mix it up a bit.
Sure, let's do that.
List out landmarks and then actually talk about where they go.
Okay.
I'm kind of sick of covering proportion all the time.
I know, but I feel like... Okay, fine. Let me think. The landmark, I would say... pelvis, kneecaps. I'd say elbows are pretty good.
Are you
landmark.
going to do them in a particular order, or are they just random?
I think they're random right now.
Okay, maybe
do
them in an order starting from top to bottom.
Okay, top to bottom. Sounds good.
Y'all use blocks. I don't know what you mean by blocks.
So let me
Like
think.
Minecraft?
What do you think is a good landmark?
Hello,
for-
Sasaki. Hehe, Elvis.
I'd say head is a landmark.
Scooty Snack, hello, welcome back.
The head and neck, knowing where the head and neck is pretty important. Shoulders, where those are. Shoulders. Elbows. Pelvis. Maybe, should we do rib cage as well?
I mean, the rib cage is a giant area.
That's true. It is.
Bottom of the rib cage.
Bottom of
head
the rib
neck.
cage. That's right. Bottom of the rib cage. We'll do that.
What about the pit of the neck?
I have head and neck here, but
Pit of the neck.
okay.
The neck is a large area, and so are the shoulders.
It is.
Goldie,
Pit of the
thank
neck.
you for sharing the live. Lure, thanks for liking.
Elbows, bottom of the rib cage. There's
Yep.
just a lot. Bottom,
Yeah,
rib cage,
you start to remember all the landmarks and their like relationship with each other.
pelvis,
Pelvis? What
pubic
part of the
bone,
pelvis?
pubic bone, I should say.
Well, there's a pubic bone, and then there's also the three-finger gap.
That's right.
So we could probably list those separately.
Okay.
Shoulders, I'm a bit late. All good, VO?
Let me think. What else? Oh, kneecaps.
Where the pelvis and legs connect. Yeah, top of the legs would be on the bottom of your three-finger gap.
So I would say kneecaps and ankles.
Do you measure from ankles?
I don't really measure from ankles, so maybe we won't do that one.
There. Maybe we'll just go over those for now.
Okay.
So maybe we'll take this, make it not micro. There we go. And maybe erase this, and we can start talking about where these landmarks actually go.
Okay.
Maybe there?
Yeah, I think that's good. All right.
Hey, yo, I'm not Fox. Welcome.
I'll just
Thanks
write
for
this
sharing
down as
the live. Simply Minta.
landmarks. Okay. So we got the head. We kind of already figured out where the head goes based off of this little measurement right here. We took a line, divided in half, divide the upper and bottom parts in half, and then divided this top section in half to get the head. I know that's a lot to do, but we'll start from there. Actually, what's really cool about the head is you can use fourths again. So I'll do like a little demo right here. So if you draw a line, and you divide it in thirds. let me
Bigger?
think. Yeah, bigger. Sorry. I draw too small.
It's difficult for chat to see when you draw too small.
Yes. So this is your head. You divide this in thirds. It's your entire head.
Someone said the arms are the same length as the waist for both male and female. Same length as the waist? Arms are definitely longer than the waist. You mean they come down to the bottom of the waist? Will they come down to your great trochanter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not sure, because waist can also probably change depending on the person.
So what is this?
So this is like how to get the pit of the neck.
Okay.
So you divide the head into thirds. So 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Add one more third, which is basically taking the same length and dragging it down. And that's your neck. That's the length of your neck.
Yup.
Add one more third.
Third. That's what Bill would say. Hello.
Yep.
Welcome.
So we take
Bill's
this.
like, oh, someone joined your
Oh.
channel.
So then we basically just take this over to the other side. So take this length, divide into thirds, add another third. There's the neck.
The pit of the neck,
Pit
which
of
is
the
a
neck.
very important landmark.
Very important landmark, because that's where the clavicle goes, connects it to. That's where, you know, where your rib cage starts. And it like kind of just looks pretty legit, doesn't it? Looks like the right size. I think a lot of the time when people struggle with necks, they make it either too long or too short. But I feel like that adding the last bit of third like that is really easy. Sorry, I kind of almost choked on my saliva. But anyways, then let's move on to, so we got the head, we got the pit of the neck. Let's do the shoulders. So there's like multiple parts of the shoulders, but I think the really important thing is understanding where the clavicle is, and that's your collarbone.
Yo. Songbird, thanks for the follow.
And I like to use hand lengths for this. So basically, let me think of how to describe hand lengths. The size of your hand, if you like put it to the, if you put it to your face, it basically reaches to your brow ridge. So basically it's about this big. Now the clavicle is this length times 2 from the center. I know this is math, right? But two hand lengths apart is the clavicle. That's where your shoulder is going to end.
You start drawing from the head or torso. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Either. Starting from either. If you know the proportional measurements, you can start from one or the other. It doesn't really matter.
You'll just know the ratios and stuff. So take that hand length, drag it over to both sides from the center of the pit of the neck, and you got the clavicle. This is where your arm joint, or the joint for your arms, also come out. So there's your other landmark, shoulders.
Brooke, thanks for the follow. Mata, thanks for sharing. Cherry, thanks for sharing.
So, bottom of the, I feel like I should talk about the bottom of the rib cage before I talk about the elbows, because those kind of work hand in hand together. As I mentioned before,
BB, hi.
the rib cage and the pelvis, or the pubic bone, it can be separated into 2 boxes. Let me think. Okay, so we're going to take this hand length again, right here, and we're going to start from the pit of the neck. One more hand length down is your sternum, which is the middle bone of your rib cage. Then one hand length diagonal across is your rib cage.
Is your rib cage?
Sorry, is the opening
the
of
edges,
your rib,
the opening of your rib cage.
Sorry, the opening of your rib cage. Sorry, I did not say that right.
So these are all landmarks, guys.
Yeah.
If I were to draw in red and come in here, all of these areas are landmarks. Here, pit of the neck, bottom of the chin, brow ridge.
Mm-hmm.
These are all points that you can use to measure against other points.
Yeah.
So when people talk about landmarks, if you take like a figure drawing class or something, if people talk about landmarks, they're generally referring to usually bony areas that are usually in the right spot. So you learn how to identify them on the body, and then you use them to construct figures.
I actually like that, the red that you put in there.
You want them to keep it
I
there?
want to keep it there, yeah. And the reason
Hi,
why
Fen.
the reason why we use hand lengths is to find those like bone marks as well. But that's basically where the hand lengths kind of just fade off.
Axel Space, thanks for the follow. Cravings, hey, welcome. Good to see ya.
The head to shoulder thing, I know. I like literally tried it for myself, and actually my hand length is about the size of my clavicle on both sides.
Yep.
So I'm just like, what? That's crazy. So, but that's basically where the hand lengths is very useful in. It's just this upper body part. At this point, you know, you would just use the other like the proportion lines to mark out the rest of the body. But anyways, those are from the bottom of the rib cage, so that we got that. And the elbows. Elbows are usually where the rib cage ends.
Yeah.
That's usually where they go.
You're pretty safe putting them there.
Yep. They can be a little bit long, a little bit lower, a little bit higher, but generally they should be within the range of the rib cage.
Yeah.
In fact, if you put your arms next to your sides and you feel your rib cage, you can feel it kind of connecting. You can feel like your elbows and your rib cage connecting together.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where you can put them. So there's the elbows right there.
Another way you can think about it is, now the belly button isn't usually used as a landmark because it tends to move around.
Yeah.
But if you swing out a line from your belly button in an arc, it'll generally end at the elbow as well. But it's generally much easier to remember. It's pretty much at the bottom of the rib cage.
Yeah. I think I made this line like way too.
Peyton Designs, welcome.
I made this line way too short. It's because I made the drawing really big. So then, to find the pubic bone or your pelvis.
The pubic bone is the bottom of your pelvis.
Yes, that's right. It is. Thank you. You take this length, double it down, roughly, and you can basically divide the upper body into 2 boxes. So 1, 2.
How long did it take you guys to learn anatomy?
A long time.
I feel like I'm still learning anatomy, but I started learning back in 2020.
Yeah.
I've taken classes and done a lot of studies ever since.
I've kind of been learning since, I think, 2020 as well. I went to a few life drawing classes. We took a lot of online classes on anatomy as well. And that's just kind of how we get our information from.
It doesn't take that long to learn the basic proportions.
Yeah.
So I would learn these things first.
Yeah. So, take this second box, divide that in half. That's where your pelvis starts. And this is the 3-finger gap. Now, there's a long word for it, but we're not going to talk about that. It's basically kind of like, how would you call it? It's kind of like how wide, or let me think. It's kind of like the bowl of your pelvis. I shouldn't say this. Hold up. I need to think about how to say it.
It's this front area.
It's the front area of your pelvis.
So if you break down your pelvis into like a box like this, it's this area right here.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes like back.
Yeah.
Like that. And then there's like, that stuff down there.
Right.
But your leg comes out from here.
Yeah. Leg comes
Like
out
that.
right after the 3-finger gap. The reason why it's called the 3-finger gap is because you can fit 3 fingers usually in here before you actually feel your leg coming out.
Like if you bend your leg up and you place your hand at the top of your leg, you'll feel bone.
So you'll notice here that I'm kind of fixing the proportions a little bit because I noticed that my line is, this original line here is a little bit too short. So I feel like the length should actually be down here. So this, at the end of this box, is your pubic bone, which is the bottom of your pelvis. So we got the pelvis.
All right, have a
pubic
good time
bone.
at the store.
Bye. And then kneecaps.
Yeah, we've been doing proportions for 23 minutes.
Sorry.
We'll get wrapped up on this soon and move on to the next things.
Yeah. Basically, take the length of your pelvis and the bottom of your feet, divide it in half. There's your kneecaps.
Bottom of the pillar of the knee.
Bottom of the pillar of the knee. So, the bottom of your kneecaps. Stuff like that. Alright, so there's a landmark. Sorry, it took a little bit longer because I kind of had to teach it in a bit of a different way, which I'm not used to.
I don't know who asked about knee. Was that big toe or toe fungus or what?
I think it's disgusting big toe.
Big toe, are you still here? Did you get that?
Did you get all that? Hey, taco kisser.
Hello, welcome. Yes. So, as a recap, landmarks are generally bony parts. I don't know why head is marked as a landmark, but we got the brow ridge, we got the bottom of the chin, we got the top of the head, right? They're points you measure off against. So, the pit of the neck is a landmark. A hand length is a unit of measurement. You come out a hand length to the shoulder. You come down a hand length from the pit of the neck. You get the sternum, the bottom of the sternum. You come out at an angle. Usually this angle will be about 60 degrees for girls.
And 90 degrees for
and
men.
90 degrees for guys. Obviously there's variation, but that's kind of the range. The angle of this right here, I mean. Mm-hmm. Guys' rib cages tend to flare out a lot at a lot wider angle. So you have the bottoms of the rib cage here. You have the 3-finger gap. I guess I'll just choose red again. 3-finger gap on each side. You have the pubic bone.
Also kind of notice the iliac. It's also in the area of the iliac crest, which is like a bony point in your pelvis that kind of sticks out.
You've got the bottom of the pillar of the knees, which is halfway down. And obviously this is the bottom of the figure.
I also got the elbows, which is by the...
Yep, and the elbows are right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are some of your landmarks, and this is just a simple proportional method that is pretty common. This is like the most common proportional method that you'll find. Do you guys have a YouTube channel, a space where I could watch VODs? Yes, we have a VOD channel. There's a link in our bio. At the bottom, there's a purple button.
You can also look at this. Sorry.
You'll find it on the bottom of the link in our bio. Otherwise, it's Anime Academy VODs on YouTube.
All right. So we got proportion and landmarks done. We can cover... Let me think. Do you think we should kind of like start isolating certain parts, like the chest, the arms?
Yeah, maybe we'll start with the chest.
Okay, we'll do the chest. And I need to make this smaller because this is a bit big.
Hi, Iz.
Hey, Iz.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're cut healed. All right, chest.
How do you draw it from the side? I don't know if we're going to construct a whole body from the side right now.
It takes a long time.
But those proportional measurements are true whether you're looking at it from the front, side, back, etc.
So, kind of going back to the rib cage, I'm going to just construct really quick a torso. I'm going to take the head right here. Here's the pit of the neck.
Okay, but if I were to draw a character that's moving in perspective, how do I keep proportions good? You'd have to learn basic perspective. So, I'm just gonna explain it really quick. So, keeping track of things in perspective has to do with foreshortening, right? And foreshortening is basically, if you have a box or a rectangle of some sort, and you draw an X through it, this is the center point right here. That also works in perspective. So if I have a box or a rectangle that's in perspective, and I draw an X through it, if I can, this is the center point. I'm at a weird angle, so I can't really see very well. That's the center point in perspective as well. All right? So because this proportional method breaks down into halves, it's very easy to find the halfway point of a box in perspective. So if I draw like, I don't know, like a torso, let's just say...
I like the way you draw torsos.
If I draw like a torso, and it kind of looks like this, and I want to find the halfway point,
we're doing good, Grainy.
I can draw an X over this surface. But remember, the body is generally bulged out, so I'd move that center line a little bit further to the far side, and that would generally be where my center line would line up.
Hello, Soriel designation.
So if you're doing something in perspective, if you want to draw, say, like a bean shape or something, like, let's say there's a body in perspective, and here's where the neck comes out.
Thank you, Lord. Hello, Ashia.
There.
Or Ashe.
Like that sort of thing. So you do a bunch of figure drawing and use this proportional method, and when you start drawing people in perspective, you'll notice that things don't actually change that much.
Mm-hmm.
Things don't generally change all that much. As long as your proportions are generally correct. So this is really important. This is the thing that nobody ever wants to learn, and everybody suffers.
The horizontal line, he was, this one right here is the center line, or is like the center, the middle.
The horizontal line?
Is that what you mean, the horizontal line?
This line right here, you mean? That's the center line of that shape in perspective.
So that's like, yeah, that marks the halfway point.
Yeah. So drawing an X through something will find the middle of it, and it also works in perspective. So you'll notice that shape A and shape B are different sizes two-dimensionally, but going away from us, they're actually the same size because of foreshortening. So that's, if you want to draw bodies in perspective, that's kind of where to start. You do a whole bunch of figure drawing using this method, and then when this body starts turning and moving away from you, keep in mind center lines and all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say right now, if you're drawing poses in perspective in like a wide angle lens, that takes years and years to be able to to be able to do. Like, it's a very, very difficult thing. Like, it's not really something that it's just like, oh, okay, I get it now, and then you can do it. It's like years of practice. Can you explain a bit on the bean?
This one here?
Yeah. I mean...
Hello, Mona?
I mean,
Hello,
bodies generally have a stretch and a pinch side, and the bean is really just a simplification of that. Mm-hmm. If you want to learn about the bean, you can look at, like, how people do animation and stuff.
Yes.
Like, you can look at animation videos and all that, but it's just a simplification of the torso.
P. That's funny. Sup? Hello.
Kiara, I saw that you were here also.
Yeah, Kiara.
Hello.
Is that your student?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was an old student of mine.
I remember, I was like, Kiara. I was like, oh yeah, that's...
You were one of the last batches of students, because I'm no longer taking students from Lucerne, unfortunately. The horizontal line, is it for the belly button? No, it's just the center line.
It's just the
That's
center line
the
of
center
the box.
of the form.
Yeah. Like, if you draw, like, just even, like, a rectangle like this. Draw the X. That's basically the middle point of this rectangle right here. So, like, you, like, divide them into equal boxes and stuff.
Yeah. So if you draw a form, and you want to add a center line to it, like, I could draw any kind of form, and I want to add a center line to it, that's basically just what that represents.
Ooh. No, it's all good, yes. I think it's good that you're asking these questions.
So this line right here, I could just represent as the center line. Right? And it... Come on, dude. Erase. iPads are so finicky with
They
undo
sure
sometimes.
are.
Right? So if you go... and I want to add a different center line instead, imagine I want this form turned up. Well, there's the center line on that form turned up now, so it would actually probably look more like this. These are wrapping lines to show the form.
Very nice.
So shapes don't really have inherent perspective. You have to decide the perspective, like, independently of the shape itself. Right? So now I'm looking up at it from the bottom, whereas before I was looking down at it from above. So you don't really know what direction the shape is facing.
Until you add that center line?
Yeah, so if I'm going to draw like a body or something, like this body has no, like, turning information, but as soon as I add, like, an S-curve to it, all of a sudden the belly is facing that way and the torso is facing that way. So that's one way that you can simplify it. But for example, imagine I go and I just draw a straight line on it.
That'll give them a different kind of information.
Yeah, that gives different information. So if I were to draw a torso, imagine I draw a torso and it's like this. Well, I could have this form facing towards me and this form facing towards me like that.
Ooh.
Or I could go, you know what? This is actually the belly, and here comes the neck, like that, right? And the legs would obviously come out.
Like, if you don't know the proportion,
Like
it's
that.
harder to do this and make it the correct size, so...
Or I could go, you know what? I want this to be the back. And there's the neck. And then there's the arm.
Ooh.
So, like, this shape is just the bend and squish of the body until I decide what side I'm looking at.
Hello, Ava. Hello. Your name is a face, but it's cute.
And I could even do this.
Slay, no, you're not. You're good. You're not late.
I could go, okay, maybe I'll look at this from the front, and maybe this is like that. So maybe this person's like, you know, I don't know, something like that. Maybe this arm could come out like that. So you see, nice. Like, you can actually do a lot with just this bend and squish shape. You have a lot of different possible variations, right? And of course, this person's head could be looking anywhere. It could be looking that direction. It could be looking down. It could be looking to the left. It could be looking up. So it really doesn't matter. So that's kind of just like if you can find the center line of something and just practice a lot, and it helps a lot. So again, I'm literally just using this measurement right here, right? My box that I simplified the torso from is just one box, another box, and that's it. Like, there's the neck, there's the rib cage, there's the 3-finger gap. That's all I'm doing. I'm just stretching this shape.
And then you could like build, you know, the rest of the limbs that way.
Yeah, so I can just tilt the shoulders, tilt the pelvis, and then again, I can do my thing.
Ooh.
It's the same exact thing. So if you know these proportional measurements, right, I could go maybe this way instead.
Hello, Mia.
Arms could come up like that.
Hey, crisscross. Oh, I like that. That's clever.
Or
Nico Diaz, welcome.
this is now a back view.
Ooh.
And then, I don't know, the arm could come out like that.
Hey, Emil.
And maybe this arm could come out like that. And this is a back view now. And got the booty butt.
Hey, Kurt.
So practice this proportional method. You want to know why Christina and I are always screeching about proportions? Is
And we
because
always teach it first.
because it's actually really important.
I know.
So yeah, if you want to be able to do this kind of stuff and have it look actually accurate and proportionally correct, then practice the stuff that we were talking about before.
Can you use this to draw 3/4 view? I mean, that kind of is a
Yep.
3/4 view.
100%.
but yes,
you can use it to draw
for sure.
front, back, side, 3/4, everything. So like if I wanted to draw a 3/4 view, all I would have to do
Change
is
center
do
line.
this, and then I just put a corner on it. And all of a sudden,
3/4.
this is in a 3/4 view. Right? And that's
Hey, Alexia.
arm.
Hey, Greg. Dr. Ratio Kinney.
There's a 3/4 view. Right? And then, of course, depending on what this arm would do, or if it goes up as well.
Hey, Yumi. Luna Mark.
So there's a 3/4 view. That's how you would do it. So I just put a corner on it. Like if I wanted this to be more of a 3/4 view, I just put a corner on it. Cause like what makes something look 3/4, right? Putting an edge on it. This box is 3/4 view because it's got this corner right here. So I just have to add that to the body and it'll look 3/4 view.
This does make me realize I'll probably have to revisit proportions and anatomy. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think
It's a never-ending
it's a
journey.
never-ending journey about that. 3/4 just means like
We're literally taking anatomy classes
Slightly
all the
turned.
time, and we teach it. Like, we're anatomy teachers, and we take anatomy classes.
so.
To
This
this
is
day.
front. Yeah. So this is front. This is side.
You can't OD on anatomy
No
in proportion.
I don't think there's ever any ending to.
What is a
learning
3/4? It's just when you're looking at something from an angle, not
Yeah.
straight on.
Yeah.
Like there's front, there's side, and then there's halfway in between, which would be like 3/4.
So like front, side, 3/4, like that. It's kind of turned.
Yeah, it's the angle that you're looking at this box. Mm-hmm. Or this character right here. So like that. Although this is kind of an ugly drawing, but
No, they're not ugly. What
This
are you
one's
talking
prettier.
about? I like that one. Well, let's see if I have enough room to talk about the chest.
okay, you can shrink and erase that stuff and everything if
No,
you want.
I don't want to. I like him. I like it a lot.
Y'all want to see what we're going through right now? Pretty proud of these.
Hello, Sherlindra. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh yeah, hello.
Mar.
Welcome.
Yeah, we gotta.
Jazz, welcome.
I've been trying
Lots
to
of
like
people coming
introduce
in.
people.
So Christina and I have been doing costume drawing. So we have to do 6 of these this week for homework.
Wow, so
And
nice.
I'm pretty proud of this.
I like that a lot.
Pretty proud of how this one turned out. I like these shoes too. So I was working on this all night last night, and then yesterday I also did that one.
I'm gonna send mine to you so you can see it on the bigger screen because my screen's always small.
And then I did that one. That one was
Toe
fun.
fungus.
Toe fungus.
I'm straight up speed sketching trying to keep up.
This
takes
was
a
the
long
first
time.
one.
Yeah, I really like that
Christina
one.
likes how this face turned
I really
out.
like how that face turned out.
But yeah, This is a 5-value system.
That's the outfit that keeps popping up on my Pinterest. I know, I see that
Yeah,
outfit
this
so
one
many
right
times.
here.
Well, I think just...
Which one?
Which one are
Because
you?
these are all from Pinterest. These
are
are costume or clothing drawing studies.
Cheyenne Lee. Oh, I like that name, Cheyenne. I think that's how you pronounce it. Wait, I want to show you guys mine. I sent it to you. There we go.
Here's Christina's.
These are also from Pinterest. So I got this one right here.
Yeah, the blue one. I know. I love that outfit.
I like that blue one. I got some interesting texture on this one. This one was a
Alexa
challenge.
Beth, hello, welcome.
I like this one.
Yeah, that one's fun. That one has like nice material variation.
Yeah. And then I think, honestly, I really like this one too. I feel like this is a fun texture as well.
Yep. So do your studies, everybody.
Yep. Do these a lot. And then you'll get better at both clothing and anatomy. And figure drawing.
Dang, we got some other ones that I really want to study.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the chest a little bit. Hey, Bun! Pen Poppy? I want all these outfits, I know.
Yep, we were drawing some of them in Discord. Thanks for the follow, Alexa Beth. Sleepy Pigeon, welcome.
Hey, Cassidy.
Hi, Bun. Ugh. Didn't
What?
say hi to me? No, I'm kidding. I'll clock your tea and baddies, Bun. You watch your back. If you're still going at 5, I'll be back. All right, awesome. Hi, Bun.
So,
Lunar Mark, welcome.
let's talk about the chest muscles a little bit. There's a few muscles that are really iconic to the chest.
Do you want to list them out first?
Yes. Pecs. I'll just write the short versions of them. Pecs. Deltoid.
Deltoid.
Deltoid's the easiest word, I think, to memorize. Trapezius.
Traps.
Or just, I'll say traps. Lats. Wait, hold on.
You wouldn't see the lats unless this guy had his arms up.
That's right. You wouldn't.
Can't listen to ATM, but I want to watch anatomy stuff. Nice.
Serratus anterior. I'll just do Sir Ant.
Welcome.
Rectus
Sony.
abdominis. Abs.
Abs.
Obliques.
Obliques.
Okay, we'll do these.
You got the serratus.
I guess
okay.
the serratus anterior.
Should be good.
Yeah, I think that should be good.
Frontal torso muscles. This will generally be what you see.
Yep.
You want to do the sternocleidomastoid?
Yeah, okay.
Neck.
Neck muscles. Neck muscles. Whatever.
Would you lats and traps so much that I have them memorized? Yep. Your back muscles. Technically,
well, if you work out.
Technically, your traps are a back muscle, but you do see them in front view on the neck.
Yeah. So let's start from the top to the bottom.
Let's go.
Sternocleidomastoid comes from the back of your ears. It's like a long muscle.
You see this skull? That little bony protrusion right there is what this muscle that she's about to draw connects to, and it comes down and around and connects to the pit of your neck.
Yeah, it kind of
so
looks like
remember,
this.
anybody who is here during the what's it called? The proportion landmark area, the pit of your neck, right down here. This, I can't see anything on this model. Here we go.
So dark.
This line right here is implying the this muscle that she's drawing right now.
Yes. This list is funny because it feels like you're listing a workout routine. I know. I mean, like, if you do work out, you'll actually,
Yeah.
recognize
Well, a
these
lot of
muscles.
workout routines are designed to make visible muscles look good.
Yeah. So these are the visible
all
muscles.
visible muscles.
Yeah. We're not talking about the invisible ones.
Momo Heart, thank you for sharing the live.
Yes. So this is your sternocleidomastoid, or your neck muscles.
Giselle, that's fun.
And this goes down to the clavicle.
Leah, welcome.
Sometimes you actually see, like, if you, like, really, like, flex your neck, you actually see a little corner right here. I sometimes see it for myself, too. So, yeah, you'll see that little branch coming out. Here's the clavicle, which is a bone, or your collarbone. And they're kind of like little bicycle handles.
Yep.
Then on top of that...
So, again, people who are here during the proportion time, this clavicle is about a hand length.
Yep. One
It
hand length.
all comes back together. Thanks for sharing the live, Alexabeth. Fatumi, welcome. Thanks for liking.
I'd say if you can't get the proportions down, you can't get the anatomy down. Because, like, if you don't know where to place the muscles, like, how you're going to know where to place... Or if you don't know where to place the clavicle or all these landmarks, where are you going to place the muscles?
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is the traps. Coming from the back to the front. And they kind of have this, like, triangular shape.
Aiden Draws, welcome. Thanks for sharing the live. Basic anatomy lessons today.
Yeah. Okay, so there's your traps. This is where I start to like, I always add the arms because the deltoid is so important for the chest. Because that's where the pecs are also connected to.
Yeah, the pecs are connected, like, underneath
The deltoid, yeah. So the deltoid is your shoulder muscle, connects at the end.
Well, they wouldn't be connected over
No, it wouldn't be connected
over.
over.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's your delts.
There's your delts. The pectoralis, or pecs, actually connect to your humerus bone, which is like this arm bone right here.
2 questions. Do you record your lives and post them? Yep, we have a VOD channel. You can check our link in bio, and at the bottom there's a purple button. And our live streams are uploaded on our YouTube channel. Number 2, so a hand is like half the head's length. It's like 2/3 of the head
It's like
length.
2/3. It's like up to about
I would
here.
say about 2/3.
Up to like a little bit to your forehead, like past your brow
If
ridge.
you want to find a hand length easily, you can go from the bottom of your nose to the pit of your neck, or
take
the bottom of your nose to the top of your head.
Yeah.
So if you actually draw, how do you find that hand length? Really, really easily. Top of the body, you divide it into 3 boxes. 1, 2, did it wrong. 3. One hand length will be half of one of the boxes. Right here. There it is, because this is your head.
Ooh.
And this is the neck, and it comes out like that. And so your hand length will go from the top of the head to the bottom of the nose, and the bottom of the nose to the pit of the neck, and then the pit of the neck to the bottom of the sternum, and then the bottom of the sternum to the edge of the rib cage.
There we go.
Yep, so a hand length is half of one of these boxes that your upper body fits into.
I actually really like that. No, don't do that. Just put it somewhere else. Because I like your little demos.
It's a weird derpy.
It's weird and derpy, but I still like it.
It's got character.
It's got character. So I'm going to keep it.
Yeah, hand lengths are 1/2 of one of the boxes.
Okay, there we go.
Trust me, we've been through a lot of anatomy classes. I've heard it every which way, and I just pick my favorites and teach that.
Yeah. This is your sternum right here at the end of which kind of starts the opening of the rib cage. Your pecs don't go past this. It kind of goes a little bit before that. It ends before the sternum right here.
Green Spring, thanks for the follow. Holy cow, that's a great way of showing it. Appreciate it. My school has a course that teaches how to form a workout routine, but I have Viz Arts instead.
Yep. So depending on the muscularity of someone, the sternum might not be visible. Like if you'll see like bodybuilders and stuff, you'll see that the pecs are so big that they cover
The pecs are like
the sternum.
big pentagonal shaped boobies or something on muscle bodybuilders.
Literally. But for a leaner person, you actually see the sternum. So sometimes
Yep.
it's probably better to keep them separated.
Yep. And if you want to know where the nippies are, they're right
The
here.
nippies, oh my goodness. Out of context. My brain only sees Saitama, kind of, yeah. Honestly.
So this is a guy.
This is a guy.
Hey, those were my nippies. Okay, there you go.
I know, I just wanted to redraw it because they're too big. Hello, David.
Yep, Saitama.
Mizu. Hello, Dame. I'm just
Welcome,
kinda-
everybody who's coming in. Do you upload the VODs with sound? Yep.
Yep,
So you will hear all of our yappy
your yappiness.
jabbering. The only thing you won't see is chat.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wish we could see chat, but... Alright, so this... Okay, we got the pecs, we got the deltoid, we got the traps, we don't have the serratus anterior yet. The reason why I did not mention the lats is because you can't really see them unless, like, your arms are raised. But they do thicken the ribcage area a little bit. So you'll actually notice that the ribcage is much smaller than the torso itself. But that's because muscle is overlaying on top of it. Muscle and fat are overlaying on top of the bony parts. So that's why it's a lot thicker. So that's why the ribcage is not this big, but a little bit smaller.
Yep. Hello, these are really helpful.
Yay, I'm so glad you found
Appreciate it. Random girl, that's a good TikTok name.
Yeah, random girl, I like
Candace,
that.
nobody, thanks for the follows. Greeny, if someone wants in chat wants to record their screen, you can have chat. Hey, have faith.
All right.
Anatomy.
So there is your lats.
Oh, thanks for
like
the roses, Aiden.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't see that.
Thank you, Aiden. So this is where your serratus anterior is. I don't know a shorter word for that. But they're basically like these little avocado slices that...
I mean, anterior means like the side, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And so...
There's posterior and...
Anterior.
Anterior, right?
And there's a lot of anatomy words, y'all.
Yeah.
You're in...
Heck, I was actually just like...
Hell.
I was listening to like an EMT lecture, and they were talking about the posterior and the inferior and the superior. I'm just like, this is like an art class. My goodness, I need to learn these terms. But
thanks for the roses, Autumn. Jocelyn, welcome. Liz, Sai, thanks for the follows.
So serratus anterior, little avocado slices that come out from the lats. So if we were to see the side view version of this.
The T, thanks for the follow.
The T, I love that.
The T? I don't know how to say that I. It's like the little I with like the little apple stem on it.
This is your lats. These come out, and these kind of actually follow the grain of your rib cage. So like if you see the bones of your rib cage, they're like kind of like this.
Yeah.
The serratus anterior will follow that pattern.
Like hook into them.
They're kind of hook into them, yeah. So that's kind of what they look like. There's a really messy version of it, but that's what they look like. And then... this is the fun part. We got the abs.
Alex, Faith, and what is it, a book? I don't know what that's a picture of, but thank you for the follows. Maka, shark fins.
So the abs, okay. This is the confusing part about abs.
Yeah, kind of like shark fins. Rion, thanks for the follow.
Yeah, like shark fins.
Art, welcome.
So this is where it's really important to know where the center of the body is, because this is kind of like your midline. If you notice, like if you have abs and stuff, you'll see a center line of the abs. So really try to put that in there.
Juice.
You don't have your juice?
Yeah.
And abs, for guys, is more like a rectangular shape, but with a bowl at the bottom. For girls, it's a little bit more like an hourglass shape. And the reason why it's this shape is because there's actually like a fat pad at the bottom part of the abs, but we're doing guys for now. So the shape of the guys is kind of like this. Here's the pubic area, pubic fat pad area.
And a lot of girls love it when you draw this area.
Yes. They do. This is your iliac crest, which is your pelvis, but we won't really talk about that right now. So yeah, this is your rectus abdominis, or your abs.
Abs.
Abs. Sorry, I say the long word because I'm so used to saying the long word rather than the short word.
Yeah, I 100% have heard that, Annie Nerd. My brother sent me that a while back.
What happened?
Bodybuilders look like a little guy in a muscle suit. Like, the traps look like shoulders.
Ah, they do. They do.
So like, these are the shoulders right here instead of these. And so it looks like a little person sticking out of like a Titan or something.
That's so funny.
I've seen that. That's really funny. Neo Terror, thanks for the follows.
Only Everything, hello. Jenny, I think.
Shritilling, thank you for the follow.
Katie
Vishy, thanks for the share.
Yes, thank you guys.
Rion, thanks.
I think people are being like attracted to this man right now that we're drawing. So I feel like that's why they're like, can you do that for a woman after? I would love to do that for a female character.
Oh yeah.
Because I love drawing girls.
The press artist, Stingray Hazuki, thank you.
Now,
for the follows and shares.
This is where things get a little bit complicated. Abs, there's like, the abs actually start like outside of the, like just above the ribcage opening. So sometimes like, it'll just be like up here. But a lot of time I feel like it's simpler to just show the opening of the rib cage and just kind of fit the abs inside, but that's more of a smaller detail. Fit the abs come in 4 packs, so 8-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're kind of like little bread lumps, like bread loaves. So like if it's like, they're kind of like this. They're like a little book.
They're like an open book.
They're like an open book.
Mm-hmm.
And they rotate around like this. So it's not flat like this. We don't want to do that.
Not flat.
We want to do this.
They stick out. They're 3-dimensional objects.
Yep.
What is this? Cat and moss.
And there's a sheath actually surrounding the abs here, but it's kind of like hard to see anyways. And then, so we got serratus anterior abs. We got the obliques. So we start from this muscle, which are these little avocado slices, and then we drag these down, and they're your obliques. There's your obliques. So that's the torso muscles.
Obliques, check.
Yes, check.
Are we
Ooh.
gonna color these in a little bit?
Yeah, why not?
Might
But
as
it's
well.
probably easier to do that. So I always color pecs as red for some reason. I think it's because I'm used to that color. So pecs are red. Deltoids for me are always going to be purple for some reason. And it might be for you too if you start coloring these in. Deltoids are purple.
Headphones, this would be like an Eckershey model. You wouldn't actually see this on a person.
No. These are the very visible muscles. But even then, this is like extremely lean and you would not be able to see all that. Most of the time, skin and fat are covering this. But it's also really important to know where these all are at. And we also teach this in our anime art school. So, yeah, there we go. Little plug-in. We got the sternocleidomastoid. Well, I technically did draw this in red earlier, so I will do a more magenta color for that. I think that's prettier. Serratus anterior will always be green for me because they remind me of avocados. And then somehow they always just kind of blend into the obliques, which are going to be blue, which I like blue for obliques for some reason. So obliques right here on the sides. Abs, I don't know what to make the abs, probably yellow. Technically, once again, they do kind of cover the ribcage area, but for now, it's going to be here. Lats are going to be dark brown for me, just because, I don't know, it just feels right. And there's the muscle groups for the torso.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add a tiny little shadow in here, because it looks nicer. And down here. There we go. It looks nice, right? Looks like it has a little bit of depth in there. So there we go. There's the torso.
Callum Vlogs, welcome. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about in chat.
What happened? We actually didn't even cover... We covered the chest, but we actually covered more than the chest, so that's funny. Male bodies, check. We can do a female version of this. A female version of this would just look a little bit softer. And I would actually include a little bit of the hourglass shape of the female body in this. You'll notice that. Go ahead.
Yippee.
What's going on?
What brush? There's a free download to this brush in our bio.
Yes.
Just go to Pinterest. You know, like a lot of the anatomy videos on Pinterest are from us.
They are.
Mr. Speb, follow the live creator.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hey,
people
Daisy.
always take our tutorials and upload them on Pinterest, so the odds are a lot of the tutorials you're talking about on Pinterest are our videos.
They could be ours, actually, yeah. We do have a torso anatomy video. I think we do that. I think we do.
Can you zoom in? Faith, we'll be uploading this in our Discord.
Yes. So no worries. This will be on the Discord for
In
your
the,
reference.
What's it called? Livestream demos?
Livestream demos, yes. So if I were to draw a female version of this, I would pay more attention to the shape of the silhouette of the woman. Anatomy is a little bit more subtle for the female. It'll just be all the same. It'll just look a little bit different. It'll be it'll either be smaller or...
Yeah, I don't know why y'all hang out in chat if you don't like. Just leave. Find something else.
Yeah, anyways, sorry. I got distracted.
Like, I couldn't care less. Inactive timer.
Okay. Anyways, we got the hourglass shape. We got the clavicle here. Pecs still exist for women.
Canvas is 5,000 by 6,000 pixels.
So for a woman, for the neck is going to be a lot more slender compared to the guys. The traps are basically kind of non-existent unless you work them out a lot. Most of the time, you'll have a nice little slope for the women, and for the guys, you'll typically have a more angular approach. So this is masculine, this is feminine. The more a girl probably works out, the more it'll kind of start looking like this. So there'll probably be a cross in between the two. So I just want to say that real quick. Because girls can definitely have, sharper trapezius, but they got to work out for it. Here's a deltoid. Here's the arms.
Nasima, what is wrong about it? I'd love to hear. Do you have a video explaining how to do it correctly? You can keep going.
Yes. Anyways, so here's the pecs. Pecs also, you'll actually see the pec and the bit of the fat pad coming out from the edge of the deltoid right here. And then this is where you can actually see the breast come out. So breasts will, I should say chest lumps instead, because that's probably...
We got a bunch of questions.
Go ahead.
One sec. So, do you have a quick Twitch? No, we don't, unfortunately, but we do have a YouTube, and we upload it there.
Yep.
There's a link in our bio. You scroll down to the bottom. There's a purple button. That is with all of our live videos. They're recorded and uploaded on YouTube. Size of the canvas, 5,000 pixels by 6,000 pixels.
So I just drew these little shapes here. This is...
Joined a Discord. Awesome. Hope you hang out and have a good time.
Thank you. So this, I just drew like little shapes for bust sizes. You'll actually notice the different shapes that some chest variations create. For a small chest, it's going to be more pyramid shaped. Sorry. Medium-sized shape will have a little bit more of a droop to them, but always make sure it's kind of straight, then curved.
Callum, lots of people like to draw along. Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I always encourage drawing.
In fact, I love seeing people's notes when they draw along after the stream and stuff, so it's really fun. For larger chest lumps, they're going to be a lot more teardrop shaped and heavier at the bottom, and actually a little bit saggier. So you actually notice the... If I drew like the rib cage right next to it, you'll see that there's a curve underneath the ribs.
Yep, this will go on YouTube.
But for a smaller chest, it'll actually be more like a little angle like that in the side view. But you can make, you know, these chest lumps as big or as small as you want. If they're kind of like small, they will not go past the ribs. They'll kind of just like end about here, around the sternum. So we'll do that for now, because it's easier to see the anatomy this way if it's a little bit smaller.
Yep, YouTube. There's a VOD channel. We actually have 2 channels. The bottom one is our VOD channel, so this video will get uploaded onto that channel probably tonight or tomorrow. Anime Academy VODs.
Teach a bunch of good tips in there.
Yep.
So there we go. Teardrop shaped stuff for the breasts. Usually you'll actually notice that the fat pad is a little bit tapered at the top, and then it droops down and gets wider at the bottom. But the pecs are still there. They're just hidden by the breasts. So, there we go. There's the rib cage.
A little high.
It is a little bit high, isn't it? I'll make it a little bit lower.
I haven't practiced bodies.
Sometimes I just like mix. I just blend the two.
Glad
shapes
you like
together.
it, Mellow. How many times do you recommend we practice to see progress in our work? Like, to see progress, you'll see progress pretty quickly. To get good at something, you'll want to draw things thousands of times. But you'll see progress pretty fast. Progress actually happens pretty fast within like a matter of weeks or months. Like, you'll see improvement in your art.
Yeah. Just understand that mastery takes years, and even when you're still pretty good, it still takes years to get even better. So, anyways. I don't really accentuate that much of the rib cage muscles on the female because it's not as attractive in my opinion. I like smoother looking female bodies, so I don't really add that detail, but it's still there. It's just smaller and also not as visible as the guys. For the abs, I drew this hourglass shape because there's a fat pad at the bottom that creates this nice heart shape at the bottom, and if you add this, your women will look a lot curvier.
Then
Hey,
would you believe me if I'm sitting in a hospital room because my cousin is in labor? Oh, awesome, new baby.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Am I late? We've been streaming for about an hour.
Yeah. All right, the gender reveal was a boy, wasn't it?
My friend called and I left. All good. Thanks for all the follows, everybody.
Thank you.
If you're new, go ahead and give us a shout out, and I'll call you out in the chat.
Yes.
If you want to say hello, I'm new.
And if you just got here, say hello, you're new too.
I'll welcome ya. Cracked a rib. Follow the
no.
life creator. That's not good. I mean, it's not good if you cracked a rib, but thanks for the follow.
Yeah, thank you.
Sheila Love, Mello loves you. Thank you for the follows. Oh wow, Liz, Krez, hello, welcome.
I'm gonna make this.
Thanks for the
this
follow.
is too long.
Monch, thank you for the follow. She has hip dips, OMG.
Yes, girls have hip dips. Believe it or not.
Hey Andra, Big Toe is very new. Slay, hello.
Totally new.
She looks like she's very hungry. Depends on what body type you have.
Yeah. This actually looks a little bit too exaggerated, so I will have to tone these down a little bit. Usually I kind of exaggerate for the sake of demos, but in reality, I kind of like to tone it down a little bit more. But yes, she will have hip dips.
I don't know how to turn off chat, Jonathan. Maybe... Oops. I'm not sure.
Anyways.
I'm not sure. That would be a good thing to be able to do, though.
Yes. So hip dips happen when there's the pelvis coming out. So the pelvis for women is a lot wider. Here's the pelvis. Here's the pubic bone. Great trochanter, which is your kind of like the bone that comes out.
Your humerus? Not your humerus, sorry, your femur.
Your femur,
Why
yes.
did I say humerus?
I don't know. This is your femur.
The humerus of the leg?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it kind of makes sense though.
Just swipe left to hide chat if you're a viewer. It actually says clear display. Oh, neat.
So usually the bump will happen around the pelvis and where the great trochanter or the femur pops out, and that's why we got the double bump.
Sorry if I missed anybody who's new. If I didn't call you out and you're new, go ahead and give me a shout out.
Go ahead
and
I'll
say I'm new. Hey, Danny Draws.
Hey, Danny Draws.
Hip dips are hard to draw. Usually they're difficult to draw when there's a kind of more of a lack of understanding of why it happens. Scar's wife, hi. Liz,
so there's
grainy,
a female character.
Cat face, not new.
She has really big honkabalukas.
SDR, welcome.
I'm gonna make them like a little bit more subtle. You'll actually notice that the breasts actually don't connect together, but are actually separated by the sternum, unless they're like really big. Then they'll probably connect together. Usually cleavage happens when there's something binding it together, like a bra.
Moderator pinned a comment. I'm guessing people are asking about the brush. So,
Thank
long
you.
should arms be? Generally, your elbow will be at about the bottom of your rib cage. I'm guessing you haven't been here the whole time, but we talked about all that earlier. Your elbow is generally going to be at the bottom of your rib cage, and your wrist is going to come out from about the pubic bone if it swings out. And then one hand length is, about from the bottom of your neck to the bottom of your nose to the pit of your neck, or the bottom of your nose to the top of your head. And it'll come down your thigh a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Someone said I'm new. Call me Ira. That's cute.
Nice.
How do you make tutorials for chubby characters? I could make a chubby character.
She has in the past.
I have in the past. In fact, we can now that we kind of covered the anatomy of stuff, we can like do a little bit more like different body types. I feel like that'd be really good to talk about.
If you're new and you like the vibes, go ahead and join our Discord server.
Yes.
We hang out. There's weekly and monthly challenges as well. We hang out. We play games sometimes. It's fun. There's a bunch of people who want to do art.
Let me just collect a curvier drawing.
Hammerly want to learn digital art. What drawing pad is this, and does it use a PC? So this is an iPad 12.9. What are you working on?
I'm just carefully selecting out some images.
What else do we have that people asked about?
Oh, that's right. Thank you for mentioning that.
Stuff.
Oh, that's right. Arms, legs. That's right. Sorry, I didn't look at this list earlier. So.
Bye-bye, toe.
Bye, toe. Arms, legs, and back. Okay, maybe we'll cover arms before we do the body types, because that's going to be a bit of a while. So arms.
Yep, this stream is posted on our VOD channel. Just Pinterest Moop. This stream is posted on our VOD channel on YouTube, Anime Academy VODs. There's also a link in our bio. At the bottom, there's a purple button, and that'll take you to our VOD channel.
There we go.
This will be uploaded today or tomorrow.
So arms, there's multiple ways to simplify arms. You can simplify them into cylinders, like this, and that will show the direction of where the arm is going. Mm-hmm. The wrist is boxed, so you can transform the cylinder into a box towards the wrist. So like, that's one way that you can simplify the arm. Another way that you can simplify it is in boxes. So Colton, you can probably talk about this more with the sides of the box.
Huh?
Like it's narrower. I know, but so the side of the box for an arm it's wider on the sides than it is in the front. So this is where the bicep goes. This is where all like your deltoid and your all the other side muscles go. Is that right?
This live stream is better than the tutorials in Pinterest. Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Danny draws boxes. Yeah, a lot of people will simplify the upper arm into a box because it's kind of like a rounded off box. It's longer, it's wider in the side view than it is in a front or back view. So they'll start with a box as a base. And
then the lower arm can just kind of be also a cylinder. So you can combine like different forms as well. So like if I were to draw this.
Thank you for all the follows, everybody.
Wow, thank you guys. If I were
What
to draw
about the
muscles on
elbow?
top.
Christina's great at elbows. I'll have her talk about that.
Okay.
Talk about that.
Okay. So, elbows are like little prisms.
Awuna. That's a fun name.
Awuna.
Thanks for the follow.
So if you were to draw an elbow, let me think. I'm going to do this. You can basically just connect boxes together through like a prism. So connect these 2 points, make a prism out of it. There's your elbow.
Yeah, a lot of people will simplify the elbow into a prism.
Yep. Another way, if you want to be a little bit more organic, is understand that it kind of comes at a point, and you'll see like a little bit of the forearm muscles. Oops.
Sai Sketcher, thanks for the rose. Cookies for Casey, thanks for the chilies. Appreciate it.
So sometimes you'll see the forearm muscle, you'll see the point, and the point kind of comes out like that.
Yeah, you'll see an overlap on the elbow a lot of the time.
Yeah, I just gotta erase this because it's a bad drawing. There we go. If you want to draw...
Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out.
Yes, thank you guys.
How to draw nose. We have some nose stuff on our VOD channel from past streams if you want to check it out. Anime Academy VODs on YouTube. How long have you guys been learning anatomy? I started in 2020. That's after I had already worked as a professional artist for 4 years for environments and backgrounds. Christina, how long? Long time.
Long time. Well, like, I started taking, like, more professional classes in 2020 or 2019 because the college that I went to had a live drawing class, and that's when I first started understanding anatomy properly and drawing all this stuff.
How do you draw a hand holding something? We talked about this the other day, but I have a really good simplification. If the object is small, draw the hand first, and if the object is large, draw the object first.
Yeah, that's right.
That's like one of the best ways that I can help you. So if it's like a pipe or a sword or something, draw the object and then the hand around it. If it's like a lighter or something small, draw the hand and then the object in the hand.
Yep.
It really helps. It doesn't seem like it would, but it does.
So I'm kind of just adding in a little bit of the arm muscles here.
Jocelyn, I didn't know there was an overlap in the arm or elbow. Yeah, in certain angles, you'll definitely get a very defined overlap.
We don't talk about the forearm muscles because that's a lot of muscles to cover, but forearm muscles can be divided into 2 groups.
VOD stands for VOD is spelled VOD and it stands for Video on Demand. So these streams are recorded and put up on our YouTube videos in simple language.
Yes. So if we were to draw like forearm muscles, because this is always a trickier thing for people who don't know how to draw forearms. It's also hard for me too. I actually need to learn more about this. If your hand is palm facing up, you'll actually see, I have no muscles here, but Colton has some muscles. But essentially, the forearm muscles are divided in half. So you'll have, and they're called groups of muscles because there's just so many different types of muscles. On the pinky side, this is your flexor side. On your thumb side, it's your extensors. So you can just divide that in 2. So this is palms facing up. This is called supination.
Any tips for year 7? I don't know what year 7 is.
I don't know what year 7 is.
Colton and Christina. We're married. We've been married for 4 years. We're both professional artists, and we enjoy going live on TikTok, hanging out with chat, and teaching and chilling.
Yep.
Hopefully you stick around. You seem pretty cool.
Yeah. But when your hand is rotated, that's when things get a little bit trickier. Your extensors group, which is this whole chunk right here, is actually resting on top of the flexors, and the flexors are basically like really hard to see. Well, you can't see any of mine because I'm too round. But basically it'll look like this. Hold up. Let me just try to draw it from here.
If you don't mind me asking, are you still bald? Yeah, last time I checked, I was still bald.
So this is when the palms are facing down. The thumbs are turned to the other side. And so you'll see the majority of the extensors just kind of twisting to the other side.
Bald crew, nice. Yuta, you can download this brush for free in our link in bio.
What happened? What something funny happened?
If you like zero art skill and just starting out, what would you recommend practicing first? I would recommend just starting to draw. That's the hardest part for most beginners. Is it's very intimidating. So just pick up a pencil and draw all the time. Draw everything. Draw trees, rocks, plants, bushes. Just start getting that mileage in.
Just start also like feeling to see if you actually enjoy drawing.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you enjoy it, that's perfect. That's the spirit of practice, right? So this is essentially what this looks like in the 3/4 view.
I don't know what grade 7 is. Is that like in school?
Yeah, like I'm not sure. Can you specify a bit?
I don't really have any advice for any specific grades. I'm not sure what you mean. What iPad is this? iPad 12.9. How do I use the brush after downloading? Are you, Helene, are you using Procreate on the iPad? Yes, you can share animation in ArtShare if you want. Thanks for the follow.
All right. Covered arms, covered chest, covered arms. Oh, and different poses. Okay, different poses will be really good, actually.
Procreate. So I'll tell you how. So you download the file onto your iPad, right? You go to brush, you hit this. Why didn't it not come up? There it is. You press the plus sign here. You hit import, and you find the file on your iPad, and then you import it from there. So that's how you would import the brush.
You're so good at filling a canvas. It just happens that we just fill it all up. There's no like.
Someone says, sorry, British people, Colton and Christina don't know your terms. I don't know very many British terms. Is the brush free? Yep, absolutely free. You can download it right now in our link in bio.
I think when you want to draw like different poses of arms, it's mostly like what would look best for your character, right? Because in arms, wrong brush.
This is Procreate, very apple pie.
Huh?
Thanks for the follows, everybody. If you like the vibes and you enjoy the lessons, and you haven't followed yet, go ahead and hit the, or I guess I should say, consider hitting the follow button. Hint, hint, hit the follow button.
Yeah, please.
And
I'm kidding.
yeah, we go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday these days, but we are going live on Saturday this weekend.
Yep.
3 p.m. Pacific time.
So arms.
I know who you are, Fox.
Yes, you do. Oh, yes, we do.
I just said someone for the new people.
Any tips for drawing hair? We actually covered. We have a hair VOD.
Yep.
Let me.
Where's that?
I know where it is because I saved it.
There it is. So we have a VOD. I actually rendered that one.
Yeah, you did.
If you want to learn all about drawing hair and see all of these drawn and explained, then go to our YouTube channel, Anime Academy VODs, and you will get in-depth demos on how to draw all kinds of hair, including, are those corkscrews?
It's corkscrews.
And ponytails, and
Fluffy hair.
fluffy hair, and space buns, and buns, and a lot of
Different things.
Braids. Whatever those are
Upside
called.
down braids.
Even guy hair.
Spiky hair. Stuff like that.
Back view hair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's
Okay,
enough of that.
That's the one. So if you want to like pose different arms and stuff, understand like what it's more about design, I should say, like figure out poses for your arms. Like, do you want this person to be, having a hand on their hip?
Yep.
You can go ahead.
I'm gonna answer them questions.
Go ahead.
You want me to do it now?
Just do it now.
Okay. Now where are the questions at? Do you guys stream regularly? Yep. These days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Is there one for nose too? Yes. There should be a VOD that covers noses during our stream. How can I draw a hoodie? Someone says. Wait, what's your YouTube? Anime Academy VODs is our channel with the live stream uploads, and Draw Anime Academy is our main channel. I heard something. I saw something about arms. Get the proportions for arms. Who asked that?
It was lower. Go up. What are the
maintain the right proportion / length of arms when bending and angles? Honestly, a lot of it just comes with a lot of practice.
A lot of it's kind of like you have to feel it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's all I can really say.
A VOD is a video on demand, so it means the live streams are recorded and put up online raw as videos, so you can watch them at your convenience. So like, forearms, arms.
So like, let me think. It depends on your pose, right? Because if you're drawing someone in a back view and they're like bending over and stuff, and it's kind of hard to see like, okay, well, I know that the elbow's supposed to end or supposed to start at the end of the rib cage, but like what if the rib cage is bent like this? And what if it's also like higher up on the like what if it's actually facing up instead of like directly by the rib cage? That definitely gets a little bit difficult because you kind of have to sometimes guess a little bit. But you also have to like draw a lot of figures and draw a lot of poses with that same pose and actually see the distance of the elbows and where the rib cage is or whatever it is. So like if I were to draw a arm facing up like this, first, I mean, I think it would be really helpful if you have a reference of the specific pose that you're looking for that's closest to the pose that you want. But second, test out how long should you make the forearm be or the upper arm. Like this, way too long, right? That doesn't look right. Doesn't feel right. This could work if it's like in perspective, but like assuming that this isn't like a side view or whatever, this looks too short. So I would say test different lengths to see which one works best, and it's okay to make it too long or make it too short. You just got to fix it. A lot of the time when you draw, you'll make a lot of mistakes, but what makes the art good is when you notice the mistakes and actually correct, right? Bad art is when you don't have correct stuff. So
you mean when you don't
when you
don't make an effort
when you don't make an effort to correct. Oh, hummingbird. When you don't make an effort to correct, and also just like it's just not fixed. Like, I don't know how else to say it. You might have a better way of saying it. I'd say, let me think. Do you think the forearm and the upper arm is about approximately the same length? I actually would say so.
It's similar.
It's similar length. So, like, if you don't know the length of a forearm, try to make it pretty close to the upper arm. And then it'll start looking, pretty good.
Yeah. By the way, I forgot to talk about this already, but if you're new, we actually have an art school online that teaches all the basics like anatomy, clothing drawing, perspective, backgrounds. I noticed some people talk about how hard perspective is in chat. I have a class on that on our website. So we have a link in our bio. There's a gold button. It's called Anime Art School, or you can just go to drawanimeacademy.com. I've been teaching art professionally since like 2019. I've been a concept artist and background artist for video games.
Hi, Greeny.
For a long time, and I teach all the perspective and environment classes.
I teach all the figure drawing and the clothing, costume drawing.
Yep.
So
I might have a couple students here in chat.
Yep, like Autumn.
If your dream is to make your own webcomic, or just get better at art, or maybe do art for a living someday, consider checking it out. Even the page itself that you learn about it on is very informative, so you might learn some stuff.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one, Liz. Hope to see you again.
I think if you want to draw like arms in different perspectives, it's understanding the form. Like, where are you looking at in the arms? Like, if I'm drawing the upper arm down here, the forearms up here, I have to know what direction these cylinders are facing. Now, I feel like I use cylinders a lot for arms because it's just easier. But you can totally use boxes for this as well. This is just to show the perspective. So, understand, this is the bottom of the cylinder. This is the top.
KBRN, hello. This is really great advice. I'm so glad I found this on my FYP. Super
Yay!
Awesome. Glad you're here.
Awesome.
VO, I swear I'm going to get it, and that's a threat and a promise.
A threat and a promise. So once you understand what direction the arm is going, that's when you add in, little details like elbows. Elbows are a great way to show dimension and perspective, right? Like, you can tell that the elbow is going this way. That means the forearm's going up. The wrist is also a really good indicator of perspective because you got to know the direction of the wrist. The wrist is basically a box. Like, even if I'm showing you like my wrist here, even if it's quite rounded, you'll see this is a side of a box. This is the front, side, top.
Yeah, like even that
right?
very subtle lighting on your hand.
Yeah.
Like you can see this edge right here.
Yeah, that's
it's
a box.
Rounded box.
It's a rounded box.
And you'll notice also longer, narrower. But like you can literally see right here, it feels like the edge of a rounded box.
Hi Christina, I was wondering, how do you draw heads with boxes while still using your method? I wouldn't call it my method or anything, it's just figure drawing. But either way, let me think. I mean, the box is just there for perspective, right? Like if I'm drawing a body, I don't have to start with a box or a sphere all the time. It just depends on like kind of my mood at the moment. But like if I'm drawing a body and they're kind of posed like this, you know, one arm is here, one arm is here.
Maybe they're stretching.
Maybe they're stretching. The box is basically just used to show your perspective of your head. So like I can turn it like this. I can turn it downward like this. As long as it's the correct size for the head, like you can basically turn that into
it's kind of like a placeholder to show direction.
Yes, it's a placeholder. So like if I were to turn this into a head, I would basically just round off the corners. I would show the side of the head right here. That's kind of like the side of the box. I would add some center lines, or I would add some lines to show what direction the head is facing. But I'm not necessarily trying to build the head inside the box. I'm kind of using the box as a guideline. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Ianu says, can you zoom out? I want to take a screenshot. Sure, we can zoom out. Just remember that this is also going to be posted on the on a channel in our Discord server. Every live, the stuff from the live gets uploaded.
So yeah. And I just realized I drew over this because I had that layer off. So I'm going to have to merge that. But yeah, that's how you would draw arms and also heads in perspective.
Yep. So if you want all these images, like there's images of our live streams going back to like a long time. Like what was this, Friday? Monday we did clothes, talked about shoes.
Bye, I hate this drawing.
Talked about clothing drawing, costume drawing. Christina even did a bunch of demos. Where's that?
It's up here.
Oh, latex?
Oh yeah, latex.
So all of this is on our Discord server and on our VOD channel on YouTube. I don't know what you found.
It's this one right here.
Yeah, so she even did a whole costume demo during stream live.
And that
so you can find that on our VOD channel. That was on Monday. So today is on like more anatomy and stuff, but...
Because we had questions about that. Oh, guys, thank you guys so much for the follows.
Oh, wow. Lots of new people coming in.
Miumi, Boyman, and Mumu, or Mumu, Marcus, Ed, Gracie, thank you. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'll just call it Kuchin Gorin or something, or Gorin. Thank you. Thank you, Altor Karen. I can't. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Can't pronounce it.
Maybe I should do this?
Yes, you probably should.
Gracie, Ed, Kusin, Aitor, Silly, thank you for the follows. Grace, thank you for the follow. And she also drew Miki.
Yeah, I drew Miki.
This is my OC. Mm-hmm. She draws our characters a lot. We hang out. We got a Discord server with 1,500 people in it. It's really fun.
Which one was the one where I drew Ray and... Oh, never mind. That was in a different file.
Probably. So, anyways. So, yeah.
How
would you draw a crawling pose with a context of companion crawling towards an escape tunnel?
Whoa.
It depends on what direction you want to show the body from. About lighting and shadows. Yep, we got some VODs on that sort of thing. Light and shadow.
Okay.
We're doing probably some rendering hair stuff soon. We've done it in the past.
Legs? Yeah, we have done some hair rendering in the past.
What about like that crawling? What does OC mean? It just means original character. It's like a character you came up with yourself. That's like part of your own story or just a character that you invented from your head.
I think if you want to draw like someone crawling, make different composition sketches. So like if I were to do... So I would say analyze the crawling pose from a side view. So like I want the ribcage to be like this. I want the pelvis to be like this. I want the arm to be reaching out, one on the ground, one kind of reaching out like this. Because if you don't know how the pose works in this very simple view, it's going to be very hard to draw it in like multiple other types of views as well. So maybe this leg is kind of going back in space right here.
Like there's a crawling pose where like the torso is kind of off the ground. Mm-hmm. And then there's crawling poses, which is like a low crawl where the torso is like on the ground pressed against the floor.
Yeah, like that.
And
maybe their leg is coming out like this.
Find some reference maybe. And then decide what angle you want to show it from. Like, do I want my camera to be here?
Thank you, Numa. It's a lot of practice.
Do I want my camera to be, down here? Like, how far away do I want my camera to be? Way back here, really close? Like, what do I want to show? Do I want it to be back here?
I also
Showing
really
like
recommend
this?
try to get the pose that is clearest, right? Because this pose, in my opinion, although it is a low crawl, it's probably not super clear unless you're like viewing it from above or like from the side, or not from the side, but like or from the front.
Yeah, that's a design thing. So
if-
think about the design. Like, what story are you trying to tell?
Yeah, like if I were to draw this pose right here, but like maybe, you know, the characters in front and the main subject of the story, maybe their arm, their hand is pressed by their hand, they're looking, maybe they have one hand reaching out. Or maybe,
How about studying different styles too? It would be good for shaping the mind and make good sense. Yeah, just make sure that you have like underlying foundation. Like if you don't know how to draw in perspective, no style is going to help you. Like
Right.
or if you don't know the anatomy or proportions. So if you have like underlying foundation, that's when you get the most out of style studies. Because you can actually decode what the artist is doing. It's like getting an inside joke.
yeah. So like,
But yeah, it's good to study different styles and stuff. Just don't at least it depends on what your goals are, but if you want to get good, don't put off foundation.
sometimes you can have a crawling pose in the side, kind of the side view, like this, and maybe they're observing, like maybe they're like just hitting the light of the tunnel and they kind of see what's going on. It still looks like they're crawling, but it's not too complicated, right? Like this is the tunnel that they're in. This is not good.
What about someone reaching out or up?
Reaching out or up, where and which
I mean,
way?
all you'd really do is just put the arm kind of like.
Yeah. That's cute.
You know,
Yep.
like that sort of thing. Segment on hands. We had a video. We did a live stream recently on hands, didn't we?
Yes, we actually did. Let me go find it.
So it's on our VOD channel on YouTube. We're not going to cover hands right now, probably. I mean, if you want to.
Let's see. Where is it?
Where was it?
I feel like it was kind of recent.
I thought it was kind of recent. I don't know where it is.
I don't know
There's
where it
so
is.
many. We've been going live all summer. Here's one.
Here's one.
Here's one on hands that covers like the basics of how to think about them and stuff. Mm-hmm. Even fingers and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's definitely stuff on our VOD channel about hands.
It will be titled Hands if it's the main topic.
At least I think it will.
I think it will. Anyways, what were the other things? Legs we want to talk about. So legs are like arms but backwards. But most of the time, I think you should probably figure out the curvature of the legs. So like legs are basically just cylinders, but they're not just plain cylinders like this. They got some curve. And they're kind of like alternating curves. This is your front side of the leg. This is your kneecap. This is your back side. So you'll see that there's like alternating curves. Some are simpler curves. Some are more complex. I'd say the curved parts are a bit more complex. These are simpler. And
yeah.
there's legs.
There's your leg.
There's your leg.
Have you taught chibi models? I'm trying to learn to make them on a tablet and PC with mouse. Do you mean like chibi drawing?
Do you mean chibi drawing?
Chibi drawing?
Because I'm making a course on that right now.
Yep. We also have a really popular TikTok on chibis. Let me see if I can find it. Why you can't draw chibis? It has 1.3 million views. The beginning it looks like this. Level 1 chibi. There's Anya. That's cute.
That is cute.
I forgot. This is actually a pretty good video.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to find it, there it is. That's on Chibis. If you want instant access.
The chibi Shoto is so cute. Thank you. I tried to mess up on it, but I guess it ended up looking cute, huh? I think a lot of people thought that I knew that the author or the artist couldn't draw chibis, but I actually did not know that at all. It was a pure coincidence.
No, we didn't read MHA at all.
We don't read MHA at all.
Coincidence.
This is the side of the leg right here, the inside part of the side of the leg. This is your the leg can
The
be
sartorius.
the sartorius. So the leg can be kind of divided into two parts. This is your top, this is your bottom.
Yeah.
This is your sartorius, and this is like a very long, probably one of the longest muscles in your body.
Yeah, I think it is the longest muscle.
Yeah. All this here, this top part is kind of like your quad area. This down here can just be like simplified to your adductor muscles, but you don't, it's just like, you just divide the leg into top and bottom.
Who are y'all saying thank you to? I'm so confused. Miss C. Lynn was saying thank you to us, and someone else was saying thank you to one of our mods for probably answering a question. Anyways, Sartorius.
So here is your shin. Your calf actually comes to the front and kind of hooks back. There's a shin muscle up over here on the left side, and there's your leg.
Hey Lucas, kind of like anatomy stuff today. This is legs. We covered proportion and arms and some torso muscles and stuff earlier.
Back of the leg, you got your hamstrings. And then your calves. Or your gastrocnemius.
Yeah, y'all don't want to hear us say the literal name of these muscles.
I know. Here on the side is your, this is gonna be a long word, iliotibial band.
Yep.
It's a tendon that connects to your glute muscles. So this is your glutes. You got your. Now why are these glutes so long? Anyways.
What is the link to the website? Anime or drawanimeacademy.com.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you're talking about the art school, this is the website.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you're looking for our link in bio, this is our link in bio. Drawanimeacademy.com/TikTok. It's just our username.com/TikTok. You can download our brush for free. You can join our Discord server in there.
Yep. So what do you mean something started floating after you said that? I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, you think it's a joke. It's like
like
you said abracadabra or something.
That's funny. Okay, that's funny. I get it now. Okay.
That's funny. Understanding muscle lessons on a TikTok live other than my actual class is insane.
Hey.
It's not that crazy considering Christina and I are both anatomy teachers.
That's true. Colton can teach anatomy. So here, your glutes. That's part of your legs.
I request for a perspective from above for a leg. Like, they're looking down at the legs?
Like you're looking down at the legs? I mean like...
Like the top of the cylinder, maybe?
Like this?
That's a side view.
That's sorry. Hold up.
You mean like this kind of thing?
Like foreshortened?
Yeah, like foreshortened, like this. And then there's the foot coming out like that.
Cute.
Although it's kind of bad there. So like this sort of thing?
I don't know the anatomy of a centaur.
I don't know what they mean exactly.
I don't know.
There you go. Centaurs
is just horse anatomy with a torso anatomy on top.
Centaurs aren't real, so yeah. I'm assuming that there have been artists that have tried to guess what the anatomy would be. Your best bet is probably someone like Terrell Whitlatch.
Yeah. I ain't doing creature anatomy today. I don't even know creature anatomy, so this is your glute muscles. You got your tensor fascia. I know, these are long words. Gluteus medius, these are the easier ones. And then gluteus maximus.
Which everybody knows.
Which everybody knows.
Booty butt.
Gluteus medius, gluteus maximus, tensor fascia. And for girls, it's going to be a little bit more pear-shaped. It's going to be bottom heavy for girls. Why am I covering booty butts now? Anyways.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
Anyway. Did they ask about legs in the top view?
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Anyways, you get the point. Men are more butterfly shaped, but that's besides the point. Okay, so we did legs.
Y'all almost got a free butt lesson.
I know. Where else was it? What else are we gonna do? We did do legs. We didn't do the back yet, and that was one of the lists. Yeah.
I don't even know if that person's still here.
I don't know if that person's still here, but if you're still here, let me know. My brain is not braining. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of long words.
Maybe for the current people in chat, what kind of stuff do you want to see today? We might actually wrap up kind of soon. We got a lot of homework to do today for costume drawing class. But what Yes, the art teachers still take classes.
Yep. Do I need a link to join the Discord?
Discord?
Yes, the
Yeah.
invite link is in our link in bio.
Yep. Pronouncing it feels like a real anatomy gangsta.
What about foot or how to...
The tablet, iPad 12.9. iPad Pro 12.9.
do you guys record these lives separately and post them? Just wondering. Yeah, we
Yep.
do post them on our VODs.
We have a VOD channel, Anime Academy VODs on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. This will be up today or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Can we get skull angles or the face? Oh, that'll be kind of fun. Skulls are kind of hard. I don't know if I'll do that today.
You can find our VOD channel in our link in bio. It's at the bottom, the purple button.
Should we cover back as the last topic and then we'll probably head off?
Maybe so.
Okay, we'll do back because that is on the list. And somebody did say that they want backs. Backs.
This is Procreate on the iPad. Pretty much any digital software will work well, though.
We're going to use hand lengths again. So if you're here in the beginning of the live stream, we covered hands and the size of hands and using that as a proportional method. We're going to do that for the back as well. So hand length is basically just like from the bottom of your nose to the top of your head. That could be a pretty good length. And we're going to use that for the spine because, I don't know, it seems easier that way. So we're going to draw the head here. Head is facing away from us because we can see the back of the head and the neck right here. So I'm going to erase what I just did here. Here's the back of the ear.
Make the gesture that Michael Hampton makes. Which one? The one on the front of his book?
Where is it?
Michael Hampton's got a great YouTube channel, by the way. The person that they're talking about wrote a figure drawing book. Did I ever have him as a teacher?
No, I don't think
I thought
so.
I had him as a teacher one time.
I think you saw his videos on YouTube.
No, he was one of the anatomy teachers, but I didn't have him.
He was Christian Nacorda's teacher.
Yeah.
So for the back of the head, you'll see the jawline, the back of the ear, back of the head. Now this is where we start drawing the spine, and this is a good proportional method for the spine. Each little nodule right here is 1 hand length, so it's about the size of your hand. 1 hand length, this is called the cervical spine. Cervical spine. CSP, I don't know. 2 hand lengths downward and a curve is your thoracic spine. Thoracic. Or thoracic, whichever one it is. 1 hand length coming out is your lumbar spine. And this is your tailbone, right here. So then this is where you can place your rib cage. This is where you can place your pelvis. And lo and behold, we got a body. Right? We can just use this as a box for now, because it's easier to just draw that. So when it comes to rib cages and pelvis, sometimes you'll see like alternating angles. Sometimes the rib cage will be facing up, the pelvis will be facing down. That's just more of like a gesture thing. And this is your lumbar.
Your coccyx or your tailbone. It's at the bottom into that little triangle.
Mm-hmm. Tailbone. From
Michael Loricella, Morpho.
This is, you put 1 hand length across, then from there you have the scapula, and the scapula is about the size of the hand as well. And this is a floating shape. It's not really, I think it's connected to your clavicle around here, but it's not really attached to any of the rib cage or anything like that. So there's step 1.
Michael Hampton tends to focus more on figure drawing. Morpho tends to focus more on anatomy, but they do cross over a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm going to duplicate this so it's easier to see.
Michael Hampton has a great YouTube channel.
Duplicate.
He's been posting a lot more lately.
Oh, that's good. So this is when we kind of put a little bit more of the anatomy. I'm gonna do a simplified version because it's gonna take a while.
Is there a lot of difference between male and female back anatomy other than like muscle
Definition?
like definition differences? And female backs tend to be a little bit more curved.
Yeah.
The hip box on a female tends to tip forward more.
Yeah.
So it does affect that quite a bit.
So I would say before you put on muscles, figure out volume. Think about the cylinder. Think about, the box of the body. how much space it's going to take up before you add in any of the muscles. Because if you do this first, it'll be a lot easier to put muscles on top of. So I'm drawing a guy for this because it's just easier to see the muscles and stuff. So I put in my volumes. I'm going to erase this so I don't get distracted. This is where we see the trapezius, and it's all in its full glory.
So
for your
doing
traps.
a guy or a girl?
I'm doing guy.
Okay.
Your trapezius, or your traps, is kind of like a dagger shape. And this is your cervical spine right here.
Your seventh cervical
Your
vertebrae?
seventh cervical vertebrae. Colin, where do you think this ends? Like here or here? A little bit
It
above?
ends pretty low, but the latissimus dorsi tends to cover it.
That's right.
So it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
But it does end pretty low.
Here's your deltoid. Your deltoid also kind of appears in the back. Then we got scapular muscles, but we're not going to cover that because that's long. That's long.
Where does Mr. Steve Hampton have it?
Yep. Latissimus dorsi clings to from the back like this, and it's kind of like a big sheet, and it clings onto the rib cage, the side of the rib cage. So you'll see this big sheet right here. This tubular shape down here is called the erector spinae.
Yep.
But it's underneath the latissimus, so you'll kind of see the bumps every now and then. And then here are your obliques. Obliquos. So I would say like that's like the very basics of back anatomy right here.
Can you repeat the name of the 2 YouTube channels? Yep. So one is Draw Anime Academy, that's our main channel, and then the second one is Anime Academy VODs. That is where all these live streams get uploaded to. So here you go.
What do you think of Tom Fox draws?
I've studied most of his book. I actually like it quite a bit. I think he tends to add too many sides to things, but I like it.
I think it's the breakdowns are rare.
I've never seen any videos of his.
Yeah.
I also really like Stonehouse's Anatomy. It's a really good book. It's really big.
Yeah. This is and that blue anatomy book.
Yeah,
I
don't know that guy's name. He's Korean.
This is where the glutes come in handy.
I quite like Tom Foxtraw's book. It's good.
Yeah.
You guys in med school? No. Just we're artists.
But somehow it kind of crosses, like med.
What's your most proudest breakthrough in drawing art of the anatomy? Definitely for me, getting my proportions and volumes to feel decent.
Yeah. I think so too. Like, this doesn't really have much anatomy on top, but it looks like a person because the proportions and the forms are correct.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things that breakthroughs for my figure drawing and stuff is understanding that muscle groups and anatomy isn't necessarily everything.
Yeah.
It's how you communicate that this is a human being, right?
If you want to learn anatomy, that's great. I would recommend starting off with proportion and general volumes because that will allow you to start doing costume drawing. And now costume drawing allows you to do stuff like if you can draw basic volumes, it'll allow you to start doing costume drawing so you can do stuff like this because you draw the person first and then the clothes on top. So this is a study I did yesterday.
Bio, thank you. Christina teaching me abs was my favorite breakthrough. I won't shut up about it.
Could you explain to me how Michael Hampton puts a box in the oval where the rib cage is? You mean like the girdle of the shoulders?
Or do you mean like the box and then he fits the rib cage inside the box? Is that what you mean? I have no idea.
Probably so. Funny enough, one of my favorite anatomy teachers is Kirk Shinmoto.
Ooh.
He's not like big online or anything, but he learned from Will Weston. Will Weston learned from Glenn Vilppu.
Ah.
And I've taken both of their classes. They're good.
And then the other reason why volumes are so important is because when you shade them.
I'm sure Michael Hampton has something on his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of videos up. Or his book. Let's look in his book.
Book tour.
Do skeleton studies. I haven't done a lot of skeleton studies.
I haven't done a lot of skeleton studies either. I think it's because we don't really draw the skeleton very much unless it's unless we need to. But I think most of the time it's just about the volumes and the muscle groups for us.
I should do some skeleton
honestly,
studies.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So when you know where the muscle groups are, you can kind of shade the muscles like really subtly, and kind of just hint at where those things are.
Literally, the best thing to happen is you guys' appearance on my FYP. We're
Oh,
glad.
thank you.
When are you going to go live again? Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then Saturday at 3. These days we're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 3. And we're actually going to be starting our live classes on Saturdays sometime soon.
Yeah.
What do you recommend to learn about first when trying to study anatomy? Proportion.
Proportion.
Proportion. Memorize the proportions.
Memorize where the landmarks are.
This is a basic 8-head figure that most people use. You'll learn this in most anatomy classes.
I need to work on muscle groups and bones. I know anatomy, but I don't know help. That's real.
No, because tell me why I've learned so much here compared to when I try looking for stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of good stuff on YouTube.
It's just not very
The
organized.
flashy stuff tends to get the most popular, but I would follow Michael Hampton on YouTube. He's got really good figure drawing stuff.
We really appreciate it.
He uploads pretty much all of his stuff for free. He has like recordings of anatomy classes that he's taught live for free.
Ooh, we got a lot of people joining. Hello,
Yes, welcome,
everyone. Can I still apply anatomy for an art style like chibi?
It's very simplified.
It's so simplified. Like you
almost
basically
like-
won't see it.
Like babies have anatomy, but you never see it. You
Yeah,
just
because
see
they're all full
little
of fat.
Squishy
You just see little squishy bits.
squishy chubs. So
Does someone call my I think it's funny.
get struggles with asymmetry, like struggling to draw things that are asymmetrical or struggling to draw things that are symmetrical. Yeah, Michael Hampton's just a good go-to. The only reason I always talk about him is because he has a YouTube channel where he posts almost everything for free. Not many artists do that. Most of them have like paid classes and stuff.
Gotta darken some of these lines.
Up there, keep reading the one under my question, Aiki, what to do. Well, I read that one.
What was the question?
I have no
Slay?
idea.
Sorry.
Just ask again. I'll read it when it comes up. When are you going to be live again? Oh, wait, that scrolled way up.
Wow, okay.
Trying to draw symmetrically, like one arm shouldn't be bigger than the other. That just comes...
With a lot of practice.
Wait, is it hard to bend a 8-point stance? I don't know what that is. Into a pose of a backflip or curvy pose. Maybe more gesture drawing. Is his name James? No, his name is Michael Hampton. Michael.
If we accidentally ignore you, it's because chat kind of zooms by.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing. You didn't do anything.
If you can look up that, or you can go like figure drawing or like a art. Like
Actually, that's true.
do a YouTube search for that, and you should find him. He's got like 47,000 subscribers or something.
Hey, everyday. Welcome back. Yeah, actually, Slay, your comment either might be filtered because I couldn't find it either.
Yeah, it might be filtered. Try asking it in a different way.
Yeah.
TikTok auto filters stuff sometimes. We don't have any control.
Do you guys do the structure of the head like angles? I struggle with that a lot.
Yeah, we do that sometimes on lives. A sorrow head.
Oh, Slay asked, please draw people with different body types.
We did that on a past live stream. I don't think we're going to do that today. Draw the Asaro head a bunch of times from different angles. Just
Yes, we
fill
saw
a
that one.
whole sketchbook of it. Mm-hmm. Little baby Asaro head is so cute.
Cute. Guys, we reached 25K.
25K, let's go chat. Our regulars know what's up. Baby chat gets head pats at 25K.
You guys. Good job.
Good job, chat. Can I get a yippee?
We'll do little chin rubs for a little bit of extra because we got a lot of people here today.
Does this anatomy apply to plus size? Yes.
Yes.
The silhouette's going to look different, but like all the muscles are still under there.
Like, I think at that point when you're drawing plus size people or just different body types, it's just more of like the silhouette of the character. Like, you're not going to see the anatomy, but you're going to make sure the proportions are correct, and you're just going to make sure you get the shapes right. Right? You got to understand that maybe the breasts are a lot bigger, droopier. Yep. There's probably going to be more fat pads around the waist area, a little bit more droopiness in some areas.
Yeah, she was getting off topic, but now she's going back on plus size again.
Sorry.
But it's all good. We can do that.
But like, I feel like a lot of people want to draw these body types because, you know,
It's fun.
it's fun.
Thank you for the roses every day. And
This is plus size body type.
Ryan P91, thank you for the 11 roses.
Wow,
and
thank
the
you guys.
heart and the rose and all that. Thank you.
Colton has to manage all this stuff.
ASEP Bedog, thank you. I'm Sassy Sai Sketcher. Thank you for the gifts, everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. All right, there. Make her a little bit more modest.
Male faces tend to show the jawline more.
And the
like
corners of the face. Like,
there's anatomical differences in like the brow ridge and the cheekbones and the jaw. Like those will really affect male faces, but
see? Male face.
Male face. And what's
male
a female face?
Female face.
Kind of like that.
Kind of like that. I just toned down all these little landmarks and just made it a lot more smoother.
There's really specific differences between the male and female brow ridge.
Yeah. The brow ridge... Here, you do it.
In a front view, the brow ridge on a guy looks like this, and the brow ridge on a girl tends to look like this.
A little fountain.
You'll notice it. Look for it. You'll see it.
It's called the Asaro Head 007. Sounds mysterious.
Yep.
Ava Max.
Asaro Head. I 3D printed that one myself. Asaro Head.
No, a music artist.
But you can find models online of it.
Brow ridge is this. It's this.
Or if you want to see it on a skull.
It's like that. It's
brow
like
ridge is
brow ridge.
that area.
Yeah, that area right here. This is called the glabella.
Yep, and always remember,
Oop.
It's rounded. This brow ridge is quite rounded. You can see that.
It's not a straight line.
It's not a straight line. There's a big gap in there. See that triangle? So
How
when
much is the figure? Oh.
There. The figure?
Oh, you mean the Asaro Head?
The Asaro Head? You can't get an Asaro Head this size. We 3D printed it ourselves.
Yeah.
If you want to get an Asaro Head, you got to go to like planesofthehead.com and order by phone with a credit card, and then they'll ship you like a plaster cast of it. It's really annoying. So people build them in 3D, and I just downloaded the model and printed it on our 3D printer. Where did you get the skull? Amazon.
Amazon.
It's just a small skull model.
I know, Chun. Did they draw hands? We didn't draw hands
Nope.
today.
Do you want to do hands?
I can do hands a little bit.
We can do hands. Y'all want hands?
Hands? Where should I put it? Where should I put it? This canvas has run out of space. I'll merge this. Cover a little bit on hands on this bottom part
Yeah,
right
we
here.
got a lot of different like models and anatomical figures and books and stuff around here. What brush? There's a link in our bio. You can download it for free.
I'm gonna do halves again. Hands. Palm
Do you want to
facing
make
down.
like a new layer or something?
Oh yeah, I can make.
Or
a
do
new
you
layer.
extend the canvas? Maybe
I
extend the
moved-
canvas.
I'll extend the canvas a bit.
I'll be back, chat. I
Cold
gotta
brown?
go-
I'm
Nope.
kidding.
Just number one.
Okay, just number one. Okay, there we go. What is the hardest pose when drawing hands for you? Honestly, I think the hardest poses for me is like really foreshortened hands like this, or like even fists are really hard. Just really complicated poses that I can't really tell where the fingers are going is something that's hard for me. But a lot of the time, I don't have to draw hands like that all the time. Unless I really want to, then I look at the specific reference. I hope that makes sense. Alexi says code brown. It's a code yellow. Anyways, draw hands. If you're looking face down, by the way, I might not be able to read chat as often because Colton's away and he's the one that usually reads chat. But thank you, Jira, Doc, Juan D, I don't know, Ray, Sama, and Dan for following, and thank you everyone for joining. If you're doing palms face down, we can actually see that the middle finger and the palm are same size. So we can start with the line, divide it in half. This is the palm right here. It's kind of like a pentagon shape. Fingers can be grouped similarly to like a wedge, like that. I'm really late, Saturday. It's okay. You still made it to the hands section.
Made it.
Welcome back.
How's everybody doing?
They're doing good. We got a lot of follows, and I
What
read
did
their
I
names.
miss? You memorized every... No, it's just the visual parts. There's a lot of muscles we don't know.
No, yeah, there's a lot of muscles that we don't know, and I also don't want to know because it's just too much. Like, I only can tell like where the
Wow.
most
Did you
visible
read
ones.
these off?
Yes, I did.
Jira, Doc, Juan, Ray, Dan, all those guys.
Yeah,
Thank
didn't
you
read
for the
the-
follows, everybody.
Simps for everybody. That's
Simps
funny.
for everybody. That's a very nice
Elijah.
name. Elijah, Brandon, thanks for the follows. Niles, Ola, and Francis, thank you for the follows.
Guys, thank you. You guys are
Savix,
doing crazy today.
Shaney Cake? Or Shaney Cake. Thank you for the follow. Ali Cheese.
There's a hand. And we're going to do the other side. These might be a little bit different because actually the side of the hand is actually more like a wedge, like this. So that's why the middle finger and the palm are not the same size anymore. It's a little bit longer. It's because...
Region, that's a good question.
Go ahead, what?
Do you feel weird about the perspective sometimes, even if it's anatomically correct?
Oh my gosh, that's a very
That's
good
kind of a big topic of discussion within the professional art community is when is something wrong? When it looks wrong or when it is wrong? And there's a lot of things out there that are technically correct that look bad, so artists don't do them. But it's kind of up to the individual artist and what you prefer. Would you make some book for everybody, not only for anime or manga? What do you mean, Ola? Zozo, thanks for the follow. Sorry,
but yes, we do have books. So thank you for reminding us that we have books.
We have 2 books for sale. Most of the stuff we do has an anime/manga lean just because we like it.
Yeah. And it's also a popular topic.
Nero, you don't have to record it all. We're going to upload it on our YouTube channel. It'll probably be up tonight. But thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Share it with
thank
your friends. Don't forget, if you're watching this as a video, this is on TikTok, Draw Anime Academy.
So there's palms. I group the fingers a lot because that's just easier. I kind of draw them like little french fries sometimes. Yeah. Hands can also be broken down into a lot of planes like this. So if you know how to draw this, you can draw a hand.
Don't worry, hard drives are pretty cheap these days.
So if I were to turn this into a hand, I can think, okay, well, maybe this is the wrist. Here's the palm, fingers, top finger.
That's funny.
Bend in the finger. That's basically this shape right there, just simplified.
Someone says, I bet your book is better than Christopher Hart. Honestly, no shade at Christopher Hart at all. I had a lot of his books growing up. I think he's really good at inspiring people to draw. But if you want to become a professional and make your own webcomic or whatever, you're definitely going to have to find other sources of information.
I think Christopher Hart's very good for beginners and people who
just want to
draw for fun.
Aren't stressed about it.
Exactly. That's a very good, I would say that's
I
that's
had
very
some
fun
of
to look
Christopher Hart's OG books back in the late 90s.
Yeah. Your favorite person. Honestly, that's a very good observation. It's so cool how anatomy can be seen through just a bunch of shapes. It basically is a bunch of shapes.
Yeah, that's all drawing is just making shapes that look like other things.
Yeah. Bye, Nero. Good luck in cleaning your house.
Lorv, look up Anime Academy VODs. You can also get to our YouTube channel from our link in bio.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Atsuo.
Yeah, thank you.
By the way, if you're new, we have a Discord server. Go ahead, join, hang out. There's challenges, weekly, monthly. I loved Christopher Hart's book back when I was a little kid. It made me so inspired.
Aww.
Now I look at them and I'm just like, oh.
But they were part of your happy childhood.
Definitely.
You guys gave me motivation to draw today. Thank you. You're welcome. I have 3 of his books, but they are older and kind of put me on an interesting path. It's funny.
Are your videos free? These are. And our YouTube videos, yep.
Mm-hmm. And our TikToks are also free.
Yep. But we do have a paid school. That's like an art college. That's like a legitimate entire art school that you would find in a professional design college.
Mm-hmm. Toll Fungus says last week of August challenges. So if you're part of the Discord channel, Toll Fungus and Vio are in charge of the challenges.
Yes.
Monthly, we do have monthly and weekly challenges, and this will be the last week of August.
Yep. So the monthly challenges are ending in 2 days.
Yep.
So if you haven't done those, go ahead and finish them up.
Slice says, I'm cooked. It's all good.
Funny.
Well, the great thing about it is that we have a lot more challenges coming up in the future, so that's great. Over 100 people are here and not close to 100K, but under 100 people we get 300K. I know.
That's because I haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
Churn, hope you join.
Yeah. Chun? Or is it Chun?
Chun, sorry. I was far away from my screen.
Yeah. School loves to get in the way of my drawing, so I'll be locking in Friday night trying to finish. Awesome, Emil.
How long did you learn anatomy for? Years.
Years.
So my
Still
backstory
learning. Go ahead.
is back in 2015, I went to a school for industrial design. After I graduated, I was working doing video game art, like backgrounds, environments, and stuff, and I always put off drawing people. But in 2020, I decided, no, this is it. I'm going to learn how to draw people. And so then I started the anatomy journey.
Yep.
Thanks for all the follows. Lelks, Judy, March 7th. Thank you. All right. Did you finish hands? Do you want to do more hands?
I did.
Maybe a little bit more on hands?
A little bit more on hands. Let's see what else I can do.
Some of your favorite poses?
These are my favorite poses.
Did we talk about finger grouping?
Yeah, finger grouping. Finger grouping. Most common one that we see, and honestly my favorite. Pinky and index finger, fan out. These two are close together. You see that everywhere. If you see this and you're like, oh, that's a common hand grouping, you'll find it in any kind of art sometimes. Then there's, well, my second favorite is index finger out, everything grouped together, or everything grouped together, but the fingers are out. And if you have like if you don't have any ideas of how to pose your hands, like these are like one of my go-tos. Like I can make a hand that's kind of like, oh, like this, it's like a princess hand, and she's like kind of reaching out for something, but maybe her hands are kind of like, her fingers are close together. These two are far apart, and it looks delicate. Now this is not a very good hand, but you get the point.
Yep. Peace sign.
Peace sign, yes. So it's two fingers out, little fist, and the thumb comes out.
How do I know if the hand is not too big or too small for the body?
I would say compared to your face, like compared to the head. Like this, here's a face, here's a torso.
Yep. Also, your hand is going to be about half of the length of your rib cage in the front.
Actually?
It'll be from the pit of your neck to the bottom of the sternum.
Yeah.
So like hand length, generally speaking, with real proportions, you got the pit of the neck, you got the sternum right here. Your hand will be about this size.
Yeah. So take that size.
About that size. You can make it a little bigger and smaller and get away with it, for sure. Anime hands, a lot of the time, tend to be a little bit small. A little bit smaller. If it's like a girl.
Especially if the head is bigger.
Yes.
So like if the head, if we're actually speaking from like realistic hand size, and this is the size of the hand, that's kind of big for the body. So you have to actually make it a little bit smaller. But compared to the hand, compared to the head, compared to other parts of the body, and you'll actually see that if it's too big or not. Like this, I'd say too small. But it kind of could work in an anime setting, but it's too small. This is too big because it's basically filling her whole face. You want to go a little bit in the middle, right? I always like to think of drawing as like too big, too small, go in the middle.
What you could do is draw something that's obviously too big or obviously too small, and then just go the other way until it feels about right.
Yeah, it's kind of like modifying things, or kind of like tweaking things until it's just right.
That includes the fingers, generally.
Yeah. So, like, sometimes the fingers can overlap this size, but either way, this is kind of like a benchmark. You don't have to lock yourself into the size. Like, if I make my hand size, like, here, that's kind of a range for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I can go say, okay, maybe I can extend the fingers a little bit because I feel like it's a bit too small. Or maybe I can make the hand, this is a drawing, I'm drawing with a really big brush on a very small drawing. But, like, if it's looking a little bit too big, I can always change it. Don't lock yourself in too much, or else you're going to get stressed. All
right. Sock Daniels, Roxy Cats, thank you for the follows. TY for this, I wanted to be an animator. This helps me make my drawing better for animation.
Awesome.
Glad it helps. Does that include fingers or just the palms? That would be like a hand like this.
Yeah, that would be a hand like this. I'm kind of thinking both palm and fingers combined.
Vel, thanks for the follow. Thanks for sharing the live, everybody, as well. Are anime bodies different than real ones?
Good question.
Usually, they're basically just like it depends what kind of anime, right? But like 90s animes are different, but if you're talking like modern anime, like Classroom of the Elite or something, you're generally just going to have bigger heads and like a teenager's body type.
Honestly, and Char, just kind of answer your question as well, I don't really stray that much from real proportions. Like,
Yeah, not that much.
I can turn this into an anime character just by making her head a bit bigger.
Oh, where's that drawing, the stuff that I was doing?
And maybe I can like soften some parts of the body type, but like that's an anime character.
I'll
like,
bring that up.
It still includes real real proportions. The head just might be a little bit smaller.
You know, I've been doing figure drawing.
Yes.
But I've been turning them into anime characters after.
Yes.
I'll send them.
Okay. Attempting to type in a keyboard while in a pitch black room is proving to be difficult. Yes, it's quite difficult. Huh. You're welcome, Char. Are you gonna upload the live, or is it gonna be a little bit different? Oh yeah, we're gonna upload the live to the VOD's channel. Where's that card? I don't know where the card is. There it is. So if you go here, draw an Anime Academy VODs. We post all of our lives on that YouTube channel. We also have a main YouTube channel which covers like, you know, proportion and perspective and some other older videos that we did like I think last year. And I also post this whole sheet in our Discord channel on Livestream Demos channel. So that's that.
All right, I sent you those
The art
things.
one, hello.
So, if you want to ask about like real proportion and stuff, yes, they are real proportions, but it would be a certain person with a certain type of like body type.
Mm-hmm. Bye, Kayla.
So one of the things that I like to do, there you go, Kayla. One of the things that I like to do is I like to do studies, like figure drawing studies like this, and I copy this from observation with like a figure drawing method, and then next to it, I try to turn it into like an anime body type with the same pose.
Yeah.
So I'll go real anime, and I'll do that a whole bunch of times.
So that's someone better than you. That's basically what he's just talking about.
Yep. So that's one way to practice. I like doing that. And then I'll go and do my own thing. Like, this is a anime drawing that I did from imagination, and you could tell that this is like, it's kind of very slim body type. This is my OC, Miki. Miki Biki.
Miki Biki.
But anyways, like, that's one thing that you can do. So I learn like real adult human proportions and then just slim up the body type a little bit and practice that.
But they're all based off of the real anatomy and real proportions. You just modify it. It's not anything different.
Yeah. If you know real anatomy, it's not that difficult to change the body type.
Yep.
You just slim it up.
Mm-hmm.
Slim it up.
Finding other drawings of yours? That's a pretty good one.
You wanted me to show that one?
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, like there's another anatomy drawing as well. Or not anatomy, a little anime drawing that I did. So, yeah, I do a lot of figure drawing, but none of my reference packs are like anime body types.
Any tips for drawing clothes? Did we have a... Yeah, we had some, like, clothing tutorials, right? Let me see. Where the heck are my demos? There we go. On the previous VOD, we covered drawing clothes. We talked about tension points, anchor points, what folds appear where. So that might be a helpful VOD for you.
Woo, I wanted to see Colton's anime drawing.
Yeah.
Nice. Slim it up. Yeah, it basically is. Anime characters are basically children body types. You watch any, like, modern anime these days? I mean, they're high school kids.
They're high school kids, yeah. But a lot of time they're not super curvy.
But, I mean, unless you want to watch, like, an older anime with, like, a more adult proportions, think, like, Dragon Ball or Cowboy Bebop. Those are all more, like, adult proportions, which would just be, you know, the same.
Yeah, and when we say slim it up, it's just depending on, like, the body type that Colton's drawing at the moment. Like, there are times where I won't slim it up. Like, if I'm drawing a more plus-size character, I won't. If I'm drawing a more fit character, I will slim it up a little bit, but maybe add a bit more muscle. So there's no, like, perfect body type. It just depends on what you want to draw. Any angles for ankles and feet? I don't know if I'll do that today, because we're kind of gonna about to wrap up. But Doge Holy Brain, thank you for the heart me. And every day, thank you for all these roses and all that stuff. So thank you.
The Real J Villa. Hello, welcome.
Yeah. So, what else? Do we kind of run out of things to talk about?
I don't know.
I don't know. How do you draw male bottoms? That's so funny because I was about to like talk about butts, which I could really quick because it's kind of part of the back muscle as well, and a bit of the legs. Basically, just understand that male butts or male bottoms kind of look like butterfly shapes.
Juice.
Female bottoms look more like pear shapes. There we go.
Butterfly and pear.
Yep. I always struggle drawing males. Females are easier for me. I agree. But that's because I've been drawing girls a lot more. I always draw guys to study. Nah, I ain't doing that, Fox. Yeah, it kind of looks like a bell pepper too. Yeah, I always struggle with drawing guys a lot of time because it makes me think more. With girls, there's just a bunch of curves and it's more fun to draw for me personally. But for guys, it's like I have to think about this. And that's why it's both easy and more difficult at the same time. It's kind of weird. So, bit feminine waists. Understand that the torso shape for a guy is more boxy, more square, more like kind of downward facing. So like the hips and the rib cage will not really vary too much in width, but for a girl, hips are wider. And if you make the guy have wide hips, they're gonna look feminine.
Yeah. There's anatomical differences, like the femur on a male and female stick out different distances.
Yeah.
Men's legs are a little bit straighter down because their femurs don't stick out as far. It's called the great trochanter. It's what causes the double bump on a woman.
Someone is from France?
Double bump.
Double bump.
Yep. It's right here. Boop. Boop. That's the femur. Boop. Boop. That's the femur. These angle in pretty far on a girl. On a guy, it'll be like very straight.
I exaggerated a lot, but yeah, it'll
be very straight.
Yeah.
Like for the most part, and this doesn't stick out a lot.
Yeah. I don't speak French, but bonjour.
The most difficult part is applying these tips in perspective drawings. Yeah, you got to get good at drawing dimensionally. It's a lifelong process. Mm-hmm. Pretty much everything you will ever draw has at least implied dimensionality to it.
Yeah.
If not, it's fully 3D. Like, there's virtually nothing. Like, even little chibi drawings have dimension. Like, everything does. Unless you're literally drawing, like, a square or just flat shapes.
Je n'ai pas français. I have no idea how to say that. Anyways. I was going to say I can't speak French, but I just don't remember how to say it.
Procreate. It is Procreate on the iPad.
Procreate on the iPad. Thank you guys for answering.
Yep. So what are we doing tonight, huh? We are working on costume drawing.
Yes. Homework.
I gotta finish up my studies. What was my last week's stuff?
I think it's further up there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna scroll all the way up there for that.
Should I doodle a bit while we wait?
Sure.
Maybe
Costume drawing, everybody. Once you learn the basic proportions and stuff, costume drawing, you can focus a lot more on the fabric and folds and stuff. Here's some of last week's costume drawings.
Hi, Kira.
Some of this stuff. Like that. Fun. These are studies of a statue. Can you believe someone sculpted this out of literally stone? It's insane. Like, it's obviously so this is a drawing, but the original that I studied from, it's stone.
It's a sculptor.
It's insane. And then there's that one on the end. It looks
so real.
Yeah, these are all stone. It's crazy. Was it marble?
It's marble, yeah.
And then this week's costume drawings are casual modern wear. So these are the...
Using all the basic folds and just studying that.
How much time did you spend on your best drawing? I don't know.
I wouldn't call it like the best drawing. It would just be like we just work hard on it.
Yep. Y'all probably seen this one on Pinterest. Mm-hmm. And then more casual modern wear. I like these shoes. I like how the shoes turned out.
I like like to say that every artwork that I try really hard in, more than the next will be a best piece, but then like every other piece will kind of like turn into another best piece. So if we like really worked hard on it, like probably a lot of hours.
My favorite piece that I've ever made, I really don't know. A lot of people liked my Mushroom Dimension.
I really like that one too.
A lot of people liked this one. This is totally different than anything I've shown on stream thus far. But a lot of people really liked this piece that I did, this painting. I really liked the tree. It's not my favorite piece personally, but a lot of people like it. That's a thing from Imagination. I like that piece quite a bit.
We got some chat.
I like the rock in this piece. I thought it was cool. What?
Sorry, got some.
I don't know. I like this piece a lot. I thought the story behind this one was fun. Mm-hmm. Like these rednecks that use a tugboat to or use a little boat to catch giant monster fish. I thought that one was fun.
Bye, Slay.
Slay heading off.
Yep. What brush do you guys use? It's in our bio.
A lot of people like this one, even though I made it back when I was a student.
Well,
like
I think
8
it's
or
very
9 years
complicated,
ago.
and people are like, "Oh my gosh, I want my drawing to look like that."
Yeah, that was for a class I taught. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not actually a figure drawing and anatomy person. I'm actually a background and environment artist.
I think that's just really cool because you can do both.
Professionally. So I've spent the last 4 years getting my people character drawing kind of up to the level of my environment stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Glad you like it. Yeah, professionally I worked as a background and concept artist for games. Mainly a concept artist. I've done everything from Bakugan card art, to Guild Wars 2 weapon design, to backgrounds for like Japanese games and stuff. But haven't done any concept art in a couple of years because we do our teaching thing mainly now.
Yeah. And all of my new work is kind of for anime art school, so like I don't post my new work recently. I haven't posted my recent art lately either.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I made like a really try-hard piece.
Future background lesson? Sure.
I would love
Every
that.
time I do background lessons, everybody leaves. It's kind of boring to learn because it's all about like graphical shapes mostly. But yeah, I can do. How many years did it take you guys to get to this level? Long time. I've been working professionally since 2016.
Future background music, yes.
How difficult it is to do professionally to do art without an art degree. I don't have an art degree.
I don't have an art
I've never
degree
had
either.
a problem getting hired.
It's all about your portfolio and your work.
Portfolio. Background lesson. I'll have to do a background lesson sometime. It's silly.
What?
Christina, do you ever make environment drawings? Not really.
Not really. I'm more of a character artist, but I do need to actually do some environment
You did those
stuff.
ones for James Peck's class a couple years ago.
I did, but I feel like I should have tried
Dang,
harder
take
on
some
it.
more environment classes.
I want to take more environment classes. The pencil is the Apple Pencil, but if you mean the brush link is in our bio.
Yep, you can download it for free.
Thank you for following.
But it's the Apple Pencil 2.
Yeah, I think Generation 2.
How to become artist for games like you. How long I need to learn on tablet. I want to say it depends on what you're learning. Like, if you want to become an environment artist, you're going to be drawing a lot of environments for practice. You need to learn perspective. You need to learn painting, take painting classes. There's basically no way you'll be able to get there, like, if you're just teaching yourself. You're definitely going to have to take classes. Like, you can take them online. They can be pre-recorded. It depends. It'll take years if you don't have a lot of experience. Where's your Discord link? I can't find it in your bio. Go ahead and send us a direct message on TikTok.
Just asking for the Discord link.
Asking for the Discord link specifically, because we get a lot of messages from people and I ain't got no idea what they want. And I'll send you the link. I'll just give it to you.
Someone asked, like, oh, do you have to worry about style? In order to make a style, do you have to, like, be good at drawing or something like that?
Where?
The question was up here. Does finding your art style depend on how well you draw?
Sunning your art style depend on how well you draw. You will develop a style whether you want to or not. So I usually just tell people to focus on building foundation, and your style will handle itself. Your style will develop based on what you like to draw and who you're inspired by and who you choose to study.
Yep.
You can become a professional artist with an awesome style without ever once thinking about your style. And I will die by that.
Yeah, because
I have many
never
professional
tried.
friends who have never thought about their style, and everybody always says, "I love your
style."
style."
Like, I mean, I feel that so much because when I draw, like, I don't necessarily try to be like, I need to find my style. I need to find it perfectly. But like a lot of the comments that we see is, "I love your style," and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I guess it just kind of magically
It's
appeared.
definitely a nice compliment.
It is a very nice
I don't
compliment.
have anything against styles. And, like, I have a friend who works at Blizzard on Overwatch 2 as a concept artist, and he spent a lot of time working on the style for that. But it was after he built foundation. Everybody has a style. It's just what you tend to do.
We had a question saying, is this
It's like an accent. What?
suitable for manga artists? What exactly?
So what's suitable for manga artists?
Do you mean like the school or do you mean like the education? Sorry, there's a lot of questions. Oh, backgrounds.
I have a question. Art block. Any advice? Just keep drawing. Find something that inspires you. Create your own characters, stories. Hang out with other artists. Join a community. Draw. Do challenges. Hint, hint. Our community. I wouldn't worry about finding your art style at all. Just have fun drawing. It'll develop. If you want your work to look like a specific type, like if you enjoy color and you use a lot of bright colors, you're going to get really good at using bright colors. So your style is going to be influenced by what you choose to draw. If you only do pen and ink, you're going to develop a style that's very graphical. Mm-hmm. Your style develops based on what you do and what you study.
Yep.
That's how it works. Have a good one, Jocelyn.
And style, I realize it's very layered, right? Because you got to be good at foundation.
If you're actively trying to find your style, it will be more difficult than it coming naturally. Not necessarily. Like if I'm actively trying to develop a certain style, I can collect a ton of reference and study and you can definitely force your style in a certain direction and it won't look forced.
Yeah. Because
it doesn't look
it's intentional.
Because you've done it so much.
Well, I think you have to be good at foundation, and the people who have a really good style know how to simplify or know how to tweak. Because if you don't know how to paint bodies, if you don't know how to paint environments, if you don't know how the drawing even looks, and you don't understand it, it's hard to stylize.
Yeah. A lot of people mistake just good drawing fundamentals for style.
Yeah.
Like if someone's perspective is good, everybody will say, "I love your style," and you'll just be like, "No, like my perspective is just right because I practiced."
Like, I can draw a
don't
realistic
quit.
face. Yeah, don't quit.
Enjoy what you enjoy best. Yes.
I mean, like, I think art style is just the flashy thing, but in reality, people need foundation, and just proper drawing. Like, how would you know how to style its body if you don't know how to do this?
Yeah.
Like, and style is just the pretty part. There's just a lot of stuff going underneath the style that makes the style look pretty.
Yeah, just keep drawing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. Your style will get pretty as soon as you start getting better at, like, the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do images, and people will be like, "Oh, I love that style." And it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't really... like, I just wanted to experiment something.
Yeah.
Observation, understanding are vital in improving your art. Yeah. Vital at improving anything. Like, feedback loops. Which is like, you do something, you want to get better at it, you diagnose what you're doing wrong, you make an effort to make adjustments, and then you do it again and repeat the process. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm in the need of direction. ATM, I'll be at my tablet and my mind will go blank.
Sometimes
I get what you mean.
I get what you mean. Sometimes you just need to go on the canvas and just put a wash on it.
And right at the very top, this is a bad drawing.
This is a bad drawing.
That's advice from Ian McKegg. He's a legend in the design industry.
and then kind of just like go from there.
And then just do whatever you feel.
Do whatever you feel like doing. Because when you see a blank canvas, you are automatically in this zone where you're like, crap, I need this to be perfect on this blank white canvas. And then it kind of just, you end up being more stressed. So like the reason why doing a wash saying this is a bad drawing is to basically break that analysis paralysis for when you want to draw.
Or if you can't think of anything at all, go on Pinterest, read stories, watch a movie, make up a story in your head, like come up with something interesting, and then start going, how would I show this?
Yeah.
How would I illustrate this? And then have no expectations with how your artwork turns out. Just do it and be like, it doesn't matter if it's good or not.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Corette. Somebody asked, someone said I'm going to start posting my art on TikTok. Awesome.
Greetings from Malaysia. Hi, where are you at? Kuala Lumpur? I have a couple friends in Malaysia who are artists.
Do you have any tips for people who use a drawing pad, XP pen? I find it harder to use than a tablet. I never used it before.
Just do it a lot.
Just do it a lot. You'll get used to it.
Detachment to perfectionism is so useful. Oh my gosh, yes.
It's so usable because it's so useful because you don't take it personally, and when you go to like an art class to get your artwork critiqued, the teacher will say something like, "Oh, you need to fix this and fix that." And you'll be like, "I got you." You'll be like, "I don't take it personally. I just got to fix it." Actually, I had a comment, and it was really funny. I was doing my costume drawing, and I had a critique, and they said that part of my clothing kind of looked visceral. Yeah. So it kind of looked like guts. And I'm like, I never saw that, but I will that's actually a good observation. I never knew that. But I wasn't like offended. And it was actually a really good observation. I never saw it that way before. So now when I think, okay, why does it look visceral? I'm like, okay, it's because I made it look too round like this. You know, that looks kind of uneasy. So like maybe I gotta sharpen the edges a little bit. Vary up the shapes.
Iraq, 2 hours away. Okay.
Oh, I see. That's cool. So just kind of detaching yourself from the perfectionism is so important for when you want to improve as well. I don't know what I'm drawing.
Where do I begin if I want to learn anatomy?
We have a class.
Learn proportion.
Learn proportion.
Yeah, we do have a school. Why do I always forget? We have a school online. If you want to learn anatomy, we have an entire anatomy class as well. You can find a lot of good stuff on YouTube. Michael Hampton has a good channel. He uploads a lot of stuff for free. It's very good. You can buy books. We have 2 books. There's a link in our bio. They teach a lot about drawing characters and proportions and stuff.
Yes, we actually are thinking about making mangas at some point, or just comics.
Yep.
For our stories.
Yep, that's the next question I was going to answer. Rosie, yes. It is literally on our list.
What? Yeah.
To make our own manga or webcomic. We've got our characters. We've got some fun stories. I'm just trying to get good enough at art where I don't want to vomit when I look at it.
Yeah.
And we're also really busy with our teaching stuff. All right. Glad you learned a lot. Hope to see you again. Colton is supposed to be selling his class, and he's diverting attention elsewhere. Honestly, it is a really, really good school.
I want to pull it up on the iPad.
It's a really good class. You want me to pull it up on mine?
I'll put it up on my iPad.
I'll do it on mine.
Okay, fine. So we'll show you some of the details of what is in our school, our online school, because I think it's really good, and I feel like it will also help you a lot.
Yeah.
If you ever want to like just know where to start, but you also really like anime.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
So this is going to come up with a little emailing list thing in a little bit. But basically, yeah, this is our website. We got Anime Art School, which is out